Some dope addicts are here.
Like Trixie and Hooper, she got the shaft and her. She didn't get the gold mine.
Hooper.
That Jerry Reed?
Yes, because on this day in 1937, U.S. country guitarist, performer, actor.
Heavy cigarette smoker, died of emphysema.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, good for him.
Good for him.
He did.
Good for him.
That song, written by Tim Dubois, performed by Jerry Reed, described here as a satire on divorce.
You think?
That's what it says. A satire
did
on
you
divorce.
Need to describe it?
Apparently. Man, he had a career, though.
Oh, yeah.
He was 71 when he died of emphysema. I'm just looking through his, Wikipedia. He really had a career.
Hell of a guitar player, too.
He was pretty damn good. He was a pretty good actor, a natural sort of actor.
Yeah.
He was funny.
He was even featured in an episode of the new Scooby-Doo movies.
Of course he was.
The Phantom of the Country Music Hall.
He played guitar for Chet Atkins, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Elvis Presley.
Yeah. And I was looking to see if there was dirt on him. No, he had a pretty he
ran Shine, Bill, isn't that?
He ran Shine, yeah.
Gina, that was a movie.
Oh,
and it wasn't Shine; it was beer.
Was it just beer?
Yeah, it was Coors beer.
Why did?
Because Coors was illegal in.
It just couldn't get it. It wasn't illegal.
Yeah.
It was regional.
It was illegal, or so, that was the premise of the show, of the movie.
Smokey and the Bandit was beer.
It was
not
Coors.
Shine?
Yeah, not Shine. It would have been more interesting if it were Shine.
Yeah.
That's stupid, is what that is.
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm sure Coors was happy to do it.
Oh, I'm sure they were.
He married for a long time, had a couple of daughters who had really weird names. So it says they had two daughters, and their names were, now remember, this is Jerry Reed, married to a country singer named Priscilla Mitchell. They had two daughters, Sedina Ann Hubbard and Charlotte Elaine Zavala. Why did they have two different last names and not Reed or...
Well, maybe those are their married names.
That doesn't indicate that.
In 1977, it was illegal to sell Coors east of the Mississippi River without a permit.
That's what I was saying. Because Big Enos and Little Enos wanted Coors beer for their party.
Yeah.
And so they gave Jerry Reed and Burt Reynolds money to drive their truck to Texarkana to get Coors beer and then drive it back to Atlanta.
I remember when I went to Penn State University, and there was a restaurant there in State College, Pennsylvania, that sold Coors six-packs. And they were like $10 for a six-pack because you couldn't get it. They would fly it in and they would sell it and people would pay $10 for a six-pack of Coors beer. I grew up drinking Coors beer. I said, what?
What's so special?
What are you doing? It's just beer.
It's barely beer.
It's the banquet beer. It says on the can.
It says on the can.
But it's always the thing you can't have that makes
that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. People used to like Air Force pilots used to smuggle it. And, it's like, we got Coors, man. Big deal.
When you're hot, you're hot, and when you're not, you're not.
I said, hey, Judge, old buddy, old pal, I'll pay you that $100 if you get me out of this spot. So he gave my friend a little fine to pay. He turned around and grinned at me and said, 90 days, Jerry, when you were hot, you were hot. And I said, thanks a lot. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.
And by the way, Big Enos and Little Enos, that's Bill and Bad Brad Wheeler.
It is, yes.
That's why I have a hat that's just like Brad
Right
next to him. Because people would go, look, there's Big Enos and Little Enos. Yeah. He was... One time he was on the fishing TV series Bill Dance Outdoors.
Yeah.
In one memorable appearance, Reed caught a particularly big largemouth bass and planned to have it preserved, mounted by a taxidermist. But Bill Dance objected to the plan and freed the fish when Reed was not looking. Reed was enraged when he discovered what had happened and chased Dance off the boat and to the shore.
Son, never mind them brakes. Let it all hang out, cause we got a run to make.
This is it. He accepted an invitation to open for Dexy's Midnight Runners when they came to the U.S.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Work's work.
Are we gonna do what they say can't be done?
Yep.
We got a long way to go.
Yeehaw.
That's worth a rewatch with Buford T. Justice, and
It's
I still think Buford T. Justice and his son are Don and Denver Criddle.
well, they're sort of based
Kinda
on
like that.
Yeah, they're sort of. Certainly the son.
Daddy?
That's where the daddy comes from. Is from. Boy, when I get home, I'm gonna pop your mama in the mouth. But of course, Gina and I's favorite line from that movie is.
Give me a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper.
And make it fast.
I'm
I'm
in
in
a-
a GD hurry.
Yeah, I almost said it.
Yeah.
Diablo sandwich
Diablo-
and a Dr. Pepper.
Now, how many of those did they do?
They did
Two?
Two with Bert, and then they did one, which does not hold up, which was Jackie Gleason playing a dual role of Buford T. Justice and his gay brother.
Ooh.
Yeah, Smokey and the Bandit 3 is.
Ooh.
Yeah, it does not hold up.
Ooh. I've got to see that.
Yes, you do.
I'm tweeting out Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper because it makes me happy.
When I was shopping for some T-shirts to sleep in, I found a T-shirt that had that on it.
Gina, what is a Diablo sandwich?
It's a barbecue
Yeah.
beef sandwich.
Yeah.
Barbecue beef, just like
Some kind of barbecue beef sandwich. Yeah.
And it goes well with a Dr. Pepper.
apparently. So, hi. How's it going?
Hi.
Got my ear cut off yesterday.
We'll
We'll
get
hear about that.
Yeah, tell you all about that.
coming up.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
But right now, we'll take a break and come back with your check-ins. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. We like to hear from you in the morning, so do that. 877-602-9696. You can also text us. 33986 is the text number.
All right. BigOTires.com.
Oh, Big O. Huge savings right now on Michelin and BF Goodrich tire sets now until the 6th of April. You save up to $160 on selected sets of 4 BF Goodrich tires or up to $120 off select sets of Michelin tires. That's really terrific. Go to the Big O Tire store near you. There's bound to be one.
Oh, yeah.
You go to
Gary was
bigotires.com.
just there.
I was the one on Monday
Got your alignment
getting
done?
my alignment done. It's the Olympus Hills,
Cove?
Olympus
The
Cove.
Bigfoot one.
The one with the Bigfoot on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You know, the alignment check, that's part of the healthy car special. It's just $39.95. It includes oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, battery check, and more for just $39.95.
And, of course, Big O Tires, they always have financing programs because they know those things can be unexpectedly expensive. They've got a financing plan to meet any budget. Find the store near you. Go to bigotires.com. You can make an appointment online. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Well, today there will be lots of Utah words in this exchange between the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and his son, Denver. Don is beginning planning for a community celebration when Denver rushes into the office.
Daddy!
What
Daddy,
is-
I got to talk to you. It's real important.
Well, it better be important, boy. I'm right in the middle of getting stuff ready for the annual Lavender Days celebration.
Well, Daddy, that is coincidental because Lavender Days is what I wanted to talk to you about. I know the Lavender Days beauty pageant, it's a big part of the festivities, and the Lavender Days queen and her court, Very important because they have official duties all year long.
Well, this is true. Right after this year's pageant, as a matter of fact, there's to be a dedication and ribbon cutting at the new Mona City landfill. And we'll need the Lavender Queen there to officiate. We need to have a real solid pageant this year without all of the problems of years past.
Oh, that's the truth. Last year's pageant was a real crap show for sure. The MC ruined everything. He got the girls' names wrong, made the judges mad, and then announced the wrong name as the winner. So Ellen cried when it turned out she didn't win, and it was really Audrey who was the new Lavender Queen.
Well, I thought Sam Baskin would be a great MC. He's real funny when I go down to the dairy and buy milk from him. And he gives a real good talk in church.
But he ain't a professional, and that's what I am proposing. We need professionalism in the MC position. As a matter of fact, we need two professionalisms.
Who do you mean?
I think the perfect MC team for the Queen contest is Captain Breakfast and Benny the Egg from KVOM 1493.5 on your AM dial. They ain't working right now because their radio tower is still missing, so they have time. And they told me I could judge the swimsuit part of the pageant competition.
Now, Denver, first of all, you know that you are no longer allowed to be closer to them girls than the back row of the auditorium. And second of all, them two radio jokers are no friends of mine, disrespecting the office of mayor and making fun of the Criddle name.
Daddy, they promised me that if they could get this gig, they would go easy on you when they get back on the airwaves. And they said they would give me a job as a stunt boy on their show.
Now, no son of mine.
Oh, don't worry, Daddy. Nobody's going to know it's me. They're going to give me a kind of disguise to wear, and then they're going to give me a new name. When I'm on the show with them, I'll be Dinky the Danger Dude.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
Get this over with.
All right, let's do that. We will take your check-ins in just a second after we officially begin the program. Gina?
What? Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay.
Okay.
The moon is 68.9% of full. Waning gibbous moon. The moon will set today at 10:19 a.m. Today being Thursday. It's the 20th day of March in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. And it is the first day of spring.
Oh, it is.
The vernal equinox. Yep. It's also Alien Abduction Day.
Oh.
So I guess be prepared to be abducted by an alien.
I suppose, yeah.
Or if you are an alien, be prepared to be swept up by the Trump administration.
Yes.
It's Hufflepuff Pride Day.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
Okay, good for you. I'm a, what was that other one? The bad guys. What were they?
Slytherin?
I'm a Slytherin. That's what I am. It's Won't You Be My Neighbor Day.
Aw.
Yes. And this is an all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. There's Kerry Jackson right there. I'm Bill Allred, minus part of my ear, right here. There's Gina Barberi over there. Katie for short is our fine producer. And who's helping out today? I can't. Maya. Maya's in there. And the dog is really helping by sleeping. Vax is his morning nap. All right, we'll go to your check-ins now.
All right.
877-602-9696 is the number.
We'll start with Jack.
Hey, Jack, out in Eagle Mountain, what's up?
Well, actually, I'm in Salt Lake City at Jack in the Box waiting for my breakfast, but I'm calling in reference to Carrie always says that we need to have better contacts when sending a text.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I said we, my girlfriend and I celebrated 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's absolutely right. We actually were married 50 years ago. And for our anniversary, we went out to Ely, Nevada, and hunted garnets, except it snowed. We couldn't get there. So instead, we gambled and went on a railroad ride and had an excellent time just spending time together. So,
that's nice.
And the reason I call her my girlfriend is because she's more than my wife. She's my champion, my partner.
Aw.
She's correcting. She raised my kids because I spent 30 years working in the fire department. So
all right,
she's
ease
more
off,
than a
Jack.
wife.
I think that's sweet, and I'm glad you shared it with me.
And so now you say you're waiting for your breakfast in the Jack in the Box line?
Yep, I am. And hey, Gina,
Yes.
Tom at Soul Barberi helped me keep my job in the fire department in 1984.
How did he do
rallied
that?
the troops. He rallied the troops. They were going to cut our budget. We'd just been hired a year before, and they were going to cut $250,000 and lay off 12 firefighters. That's how poorly we were paid. And with Tom's help, he interviewed me a couple times as union president, and we got a bunch of people down in a meeting in December, and lo and behold, they found $250,000, kept us employed, and I spent the next 29 years there until I retired.
That's back when radio had some power to do something.
You know what? But don't ever underestimate the power of Radio from Hell, because you do make this state a better place.
Well, thanks,
You're
Jack.
you just have full of nice things to say.
And he's
today.
getting a breakfast at Jack in the Box. You're living the high life, man.
Hey, I hope you heal up, Bill, and everybody have a good day. And 4 o'clock, time for milking.
4:30.
It's 4:30.
Yeah, thank you,
4:30,
Jack.
That's right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Jack.
Oh, that made my day, Jack. Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's go to Marion.
Hi, Marion in Lehigh. What's up?
I'm good. It's Marianne, like Gilligan's Island, Marianne.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that I just think you all are great, but Bill, my heart goes out to you today because my dad went through a similar procedure this week, and it's been kind of painful. So I didn't want to call it on Wednesday and be like, oh, my dad went through this procedure, and it's really painful when you were about to go through it. So, but my heart goes out to you.
Well, I have to be very honest about this. I've had 2 or 3 surgeries of this type on my face to get rid of cancers. This one was nothing.
Oh,
I almost,
better than your nose.
Yeah, well, the nose was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to have plastic surgery after the one on my nose.
Yeah.
But this was, I barely felt it. They were very nice. Just had one pass, and they said, "Yep, you're clean. Get out of here." Put a bandage on it. The only thing is that I can't wash my hair today or tomorrow.
Oh.
So,
You want to borrow some
You'll
of
be
my
okay.
dry shampoo, Bill?
oh, maybe.
Shampoo,
This
yeah.
is where your dry shampoo will come in.
Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks, Marianne. Thanks for checking in
Thanks,
with us.
Marianne.
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Let's go to
He says is somebody in St. George.
St. George, neighborhood skin therapist?
Hello?
Oh, yes. Good morning. Thank you for letting me listen.
Uh-huh.
It's your friendly neighborhood skin therapist, Brandy.
Okay, Brandy.
I am on my way to I'm on my way to St. George for my former mother-in-law's funeral, but I wanted to check in, talk about Smokey and the Bandit. I had one of my kids watch it a couple of years ago, and she totally fell in love with Burt Reynolds, of course.
He's charming.
How could you not, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I can't remember which one it was when Buford T. Justice and his son went fishing, and the hook got caught on his pants. You guys remember that? And he said something like, "Groin."
Yeah,
you're cutting in and out.
We're losing you.
Yeah.
We can't.
I would just.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah, go back and watch Smokey and the Bandit. It's funny.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Let's see. We've got text check-ins. Bus driver Troy checking in. Sketchy Blake of Ogden. Cardboard Chris. I'm going to Disneyland this weekend to propose to my girlfriend.
Aww.
That opening number is giving me anxiety. Okay, I can see that now. Tree of Maine. I love Jerry Reed. Cannonball Run was my favorite movie growing up. Was he in Cannonball Run? I don't know if he was. Was he?
Let me see.
I think.
I mean, a lot of people were.
Yeah, I think he was.
Wasn't everybody in Cannonball Run?
Mixer driver Shane checking in. Hey, what about Ray Stevens? Well, yeah, what about him? We're talking about Jerry Reed.
Jerry Reed. Ray Stevens does not fit into the picture here.
I always get Cannonball Run and Smokey and the Bandit mixed up.
I don't think he was in Cannonball
I don't think he was in Cannonball Run. Coors Light is huge in Ireland.
Really?
Why?
It's exotic.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe you either. Levi in Coachella Valley checking in. Alex the chemist checking in. Had fun with Dada Dave last night. Richard, who's not a dick, checking in. Perry City listener.
Yeah, no, he wasn't in it.
Yeah.
But it's Cannonball Run is similar.
Or maybe you're mixing him up with Bert Convey.
Or Dom DeLuise. Mike in Nashville checking in. Bill's back. I'll speak louder then.
Yeah, but so they took off part of my ear. I'm a little disappointed though. I was hoping they would take more of it, so that I would have an identifying mark.
Just take the whole damn thing. I don't know.
But it's just you won't even notice it.
Moni from Taylorsville checking in. Patrick, the friendly neighborhood middle school teacher, checking in. CBs were the coolest thing ever. Mikel of Reno checking in. Chef Roy checking in.
Oh, Mel Tillis. That's who you probably thought. He was
Mel Tillis. He was
He's similar to Jerry Reed.
Yeah. Let's see. Been in an Indiana Jones mood. Playing Great Circle on Xbox. Introducing my brother to the movies. Finished Temple of Doom as he never watched them. Tristan from the most west of Jordans. Johnny B checking in. Let's see. Andrew from Sandy. Everybody's here, so let's get underway, shall we?
Yeah, everybody, including Right Wing Wade, checking in from I-15 southbound lanes, moving along well. Crash I-15 northbound at the on-ramp 106 South in Sandy. Wade is a member of the Infinity Team, as are all of you. That means let us know what you're seeing on the roads if it's safe for you to text 33986.
All right, thank you very much. We will take a break, play a song for you. After that song, it's Big Boy News and Opinnuendo. And Frank Christ presents our Dead Celebrity Game. We'll tell you how to play and what you'll win.
Edition of Gina. I'm baby-loving and fly-hating announcer Johnny O.
Oh.
Did you know that a fly in the milk may mean a baby in the grave?
Oh, jeez.
Flies are the most dangerous insects known. They are born in filth. They live on filth. And they carry, say it with me, filth. Flies carry millions of death-dealing germs and leave them wherever they like. Flies are attracted by milk. A fly alighting on the mouth of a milk bottle or falling into the milk leaves a trail of disease germs. Germs multiply with appalling rapidity in milk at room temperatures or temperatures of 50 degrees or above. Thermos keeps infant's milk cold. It clean. It keeps it protected, germ and fly proof. Bacteria cannot develop in cold, pure milk. Ask your doctor. Thermos is sealed so that flies cannot get near its contents. It cannot collect germs and dust from the air. Thermos keeps liquids ice cold for 3 days or steaming hot for 24 hours. Thermos on sale at the best stores. There's only one genuine Thermos. If your dealer will not sell you products plainly stamped Thermos on the bottom of each article, Thermos will ship you one express prepaid upon receipt of price. Write for your Thermos catalog today. American Thermos Bottle Company, Thermos Building, New York. And now, here he is, with a song in his heart and a $5 bill hidden in his shoe just in case.
Wow.
Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Well, that's just for Thermos, huh?
What do you mean? And for the protection of infants everywhere from the filth of flies.
Kind of got really dark there.
Yeah.
All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Amanda, are you there?
I am. Hi,
All right.
good morning.
Thank you, Amanda. We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. You call it heads or tails.
Heads.
All right. Let's see what we got. It is heads. That means that you go first, Amanda.
Congratulations.
You're one step closer to winning these tickets to catch the Barbie movie in concert July 18th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Experience the Barbie movie accompanied by an all-women sinfonietta, which I believe is a small symphony. So live music accompanying the movie. Ticket links and more details, and I believe the tickets go on sale today for this, by the way, at x96.com.
All right. Amanda, the first question is for you. It's multiple choice. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I will allow Gina to answer the same question correctly and steal your point away. And we'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. All right, because it's Monday, we have some leftover questions from last week. And since Gina saw Dune, she might have an advantage. We have some leftover Dune questions for you. All right, Amanda, first question for you. Linguistics expert David J. Peterson helped create the Fremen language for the movie. He is most well known for helping to create what other language? Is it 1, love? Is it 2, letting go?
The language of love.
Yes. Is it 3, Dothraki and Valerian from Game of Thrones? Or 4, Jawaese, or simply put Jawa from Star Wars?
I'm going to go with 3.
Game of Thrones?
C.
Correct.
Yeah.
Good. Very good, Amanda. Good guess. It's 1-0 now to Gina.
Gina? The helmets of the Harkonnen soldiers were based on what?
Okay.
Is it 1, the heads of insects? Is it 2, Stegosaurus spines? Is it 3, chicken bucket? Or 4, the Devo energy dome?
I wanted chicken bucket. The heads of insects.
Heads of insects is correct.
It's 1-1. Now to Amanda.
Amanda. In Dune 1984, the David Lynch one, all the Harkonnen were depicted as red-haired. But in the current movie, they are all depicted as what? Is it 1, pencil neck geeks? Is it 2, black-haired? 3, bald? Or 4, maggots?
3, bald.
Bald is correct.
There you go. 2-1. Now Gina to tie.
Paul Atreides and Dr. Yu have a hushed conversation in a mysterious language before Paul's meeting with the Reverend Mother Moyham.
Doctor Who?
Yes. What language are they speaking?
Okay.
Is it 1, Mandarin Chinese? Is it 2, American Sign Language? Is it 3, emoji? Or 4, Pig Latin?
Is it Mandarin? No, it couldn't be. Is it Mandarin Chinese?
All right.
Really? Okay.
She tries to.
I suss it, Johnny. I'm sussing.
What you're doing is watching Carrie's face.
That's right.
And he gave it away.
Did I?
No,
yes.
I just because the other ones were not
Okay.
a thing. So.
That was Doctor Who?
All right.
You won't play then, I guess.
No, I won't. No. I want to end this so that we can get to some news.
Well, I was just trying to add something entertaining.
We're running late.
All right, let's go.
We're out of Dune questions, so we'll go to Mr. Rogers trivia. All right, Amanda?
And it's 2-2.
All right. Mr. Rogers always explained to the audience what he was doing when he fed his fish.
Why did he do this? Is it 1, because kids are stupid, like drunk little adults? Is it 2, it was a response to a piece of mail from a blind girl who wanted to know when it happened on each episode? 3, he felt the show should be like a comic book with narration throughout? Or 4, he was hoping to get big money sponsorships from the Tetra Fish Food Company?
2, it was a little blind.
And you win the game, Amanda.
Yes.
Nicely done.
You've got these tickets to see the Barbie movie in concert July 18th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
Thank you, Amanda. Hang on the line.
Hang on.
Listen, I'm out of here. I got flies to kill.
All right. On this day, in 1984, Go-Go's released their third studio album, Talk Show, featuring Turn to You, Yes or No, and that song, Gina's favorite, Head Over Heels.
Thanks, Carrie.
There
There's
you go.
clapping in it.
There is. Let's see. We got big boy news right now. And right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents. They're fine. They're just fine. The Dead Celebrity Game. We're going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win.
Tickets to see Snow Patrol March 28th at the Union, and I think Bill is throwing in an extra prize.
Yeah, an extra prize is a family 4-pack of tickets to a roller derby event this Saturday. Twilight Forever, a roller derby tribute. These are the skates of a killer, Bella. It's Team Edward versus Team Jacob, and it's this Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Derby Depot, 1415 South, 700 West. We'll give you a 4-pack of tickets to that.
Snow Patrol tickets and roller derby tickets for playing Frank Christ Presents coming up after this big boy news. Line up now. Sooner the better. 877-602-9696. News brought to you by...
Looking for the perfect cruise, a family fun in the sun sailing, adults-only cruise with a hip party atmosphere, perhaps relaxing river cruise through Europe, or an adventurous expedition to Antarctica. Travel Club 365 will provide the perfect cruise for you, all with no planning fees. Call or text 801-441-0102. That's 801-441-0102. TravelClub365.com.
Well, what should have been a good laugh turned into a super spreader event. Many of the funniest people in comedy were exposed to and came down with COVID-19, proving the pandemic is still out there doing its work, and it doesn't take a day or night off for a good time. Tina Fey, Colin Jost, Martin Short, Steve Martin, Maya Rudolph, and more report being sick. Amy Poehler seems to have worked with many of them but avoided getting it. Martin Short's COVID diagnosis was first shared by Steve Martin in the days after the SNL 50 weekend. who also revealed that Maya Rudolph had gotten it. She didn't come to the show with it, he said. COVID also sidelined Chloe Fineman. She missed an SNL episode for the first time. Lorraine Newman fell ill after the special. She had the flu, though, rather than COVID. They weren't the only ones, but it's amazing. Amy Poehler said, I don't know why I didn't get it. But Amy
She didn't
Schumer.
kiss enough people.
Yeah, Amy Schumer, Meryl Streep, Mike Myers. Man.
And Jost made a joke about that during the whole thing. He said, COVID is on the rise, and of course what we did was bring all of America's beloved funny people into one small room.
Mm-hmm. More than 300 measles cases have now been confirmed in the ongoing outbreak that began in Texas South Plains region and bled into neighboring New Mexico, surpassing the total number of American cases seen all last year. According to the latest update from the Texas Department of State Health Services, 279 measles cases have been reported in the state. In New Mexico, 38 cases have been confirmed as of Tuesday. That's 317 cases across both states. In 2024, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention confirmed 285 cases nationally. The cases have primarily occurred in Gaines County, Texas, and Lee County, New Mexico, which sit opposite each other on the Texas-New Mexico border. Of the cases in Texas, 36 have resulted in hospitalization. 2 people have been hospitalized in New Mexico, and there have been 2 deaths, one in each state, related to the current measles outbreak, and these are in patients who were unvaccinated. Oh boy, what a weird story this is. A man working in a tree in Kaysville was knocked unconscious and suspended 30 feet in the air before being rescued yesterday. The Kaysville Fire Department responded along with the Layton and Farmington Fire Departments. They got a 911 call about the incident outside the Kaysville home. Crews arrived. They found the 25-year-old man harnessed and unresponsive in the tree. During the rescue attempt, the unidentified man went into cardiac arrest as emergency teams attempted to revive him. Using a system set up by rope rescue technicians, the man was brought to the ground before being transferred to University of Utah AirMed helicopter and transported to the hospital in critical condition. The man's current condition and his name has not yet been released.
Got a picture there at x96.com/live.
Senator Mike Lee pushing to restrict the ability of judges to overrule presidential orders, arguing that Donald Trump's agenda should not be thwarted by a single judge issuing injunctions in specific areas of the country. A federal judge issued a decision on Tuesday to temporarily halt a Trump administration order barring transgender troops from serving in the U.S. military, ruling that the order is likely driven by prejudice, you think? And its conclusions bear no relation to fact. The order prompted pushback from several Republican lawmakers who said judges should not have the power to block presidential executive orders. These injunctions should be issued only by a 3-judge district court, Lee said in a social media post. A single judge shouldn't have the power to overturn presidential policy decisions. Several of Trump's executive orders so far have been met with a flurry of legal challenges, and roughly 46 of those being temporarily halted by courts until they can be reviewed, according to the New York Times.
Important distinction there. He said overturned. That's not what this judge did.
No,
he said,
let's
hold
look
on,
at this.
Let's look at it.
Yeah.
He didn't unilaterally.
No. Also, Mike, you're from the party of judge shopping. Let's be honest.
Federal judge is giving the Department of Justice attorney an additional 24 hours to answer questions about deportation flights carrying suspected Venezuelan gang members. U.S. District Judge James E. Boasberg, and he'll figure in the boner voting here coming up,
good.
said the answers are due by noon today. Boasberg on Monday scolded government attorneys, accusing the administration of carrying out deportations in defiance of his temporary order blocking them. The 3 flights left the U.S. on Saturday after Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act, which is an obscure wartime law from 1798 that gives the president sweeping powers to deport non-citizens without a hearing before a judge.
That's just it. Due process.
Exactly.
Nobody wants violent gang members in this country.
Yeah.
So take them to court and
Prove that
show
they're gang
this
members.
is why we have this. And then I think
that's it. Just coddle those gang members.
everybody would be in agreement that if you can prove that they are gang members, yes, get them out of here.
Exactly.
A presentation slide featuring a proposed 5,000-seat entertainment venue at The Point Utah's redevelopment project at the former Utah State Prison site in Draper. The state land authority, guiding a multi-billion-dollar remake of the empty former prison site in Draper, will pursue a 5,000-seat, $100 million entertainment venue to anchor its first phase. Members of the board overseeing how state-owned land at the point of the mountain gets redeveloped agreed on Tuesday to finalize financing for a 100,000-square-foot venue. An adjoining promenade, parking, and other key amenities at the center of the largest project of its kind in state history. Let's see. Trump signed an executive order today, I think this morning, calling for a shutdown of the U.S. Education Department.
Yep.
That's according to a White House official, advancing a campaign promise to eliminate an agency that's been a long-time target of conservatives. The official confirmed the plan to Scripps News. President Trump is expected to sign the order during an event at the White House today. So this is kind of tasteless, I think. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave a silver pager to John Fetterman on Wednesday as a thank you gift for his support of Israel. He'd previously given a gold one to Donald Trump.
Yep.
Fetterman, who has been a vocal supporter of Israel, received the gift during a visit to with his wife Giselle to the Prime Minister's office in Jerusalem. The pager is an ode to Israeli attacks in Lebanon and Syria in September of 2024, in which Israel triggered explosions of hundreds of pagers and walkie-talkies used by the militant group Hezbollah. The attack killed 13 people, some of whom were children, and injured thousands more. Oh, thank you for giving me a silver pager that commemorates that event. Thank you. I think I'd give it back.
I would.
I'd say, no, thank you. I'm afraid it might go off. And threats have risen against federal judges. They're worried that there have been a lot of threats online and in person. Trump's angry call on Tuesday for the impeachment of a federal judge who ruled against him on deportation flights has set off a string of near-instant social media taunts and threats, including images of judges being marched off in handcuffs. If I were a judge right now, I'd be plenty worried. There was also it turned out to not be a real pipe bomb, but there was Justice Amy Coney Barrett's sisters were at was the home of one of her sisters because of the threat that there was a pipe bomb in her mailbox, but it was just a hoax. And finally, this story, and this you should see this video. It's just so. This is from the Otter Desk. Mats Jansson is a kayaker who lives in Sweden, and he was walking in the forest when he heard an unusual noise. So he followed the strange sounds until he came across an abandoned baby otter, who he nurtured back to health before returning her to the wild. That was about 1.5 years ago. But the otter, who he named Leia, has never forgotten him. In fact, whenever he kayaks into her neighborhood, about every 4 or 5 days or so, Leia spots him and excitedly swims over and hops up into his kayak.
That's cute.
And they are just, the video is just absolutely adorable. Aww. The otter just makes a beeline for that kayak, jumps up into the kayak, and he scratches her under the chin. And, it's just so amazing that this otter remembers him and goes to see him every time he comes into the area. So there you go. All right.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Well, you've got the NCAA tournament going on, and your two local teams playing today will be BYU playing VCU. That is at 2 o'clock today, and Utah State playing UCLA. That's at 7:30 tonight. Utah Jazz, not the worst team in the league, but very close. They beat the Washington Wizards last night, 128-112.
Tickets were $4.
Yeah. Jazz beat the Wizards, snapping a 10-game losing streak, pushing them into number 2 from the bottom, not the very bottom. Utah Hockey Club is home tonight to Buffalo. Puck drops on that at 7 o'clock. That's your sports weather. So we do have a slight chance of rain/snow today. I say rain/snow because we'll have a high of about 50. So
first day of spring, by the way.
Yeah.
Although, have you looked ahead to next week?
Wednesday.
Mid-70s.
Yeah.
Not Not 60, mid-70s.
It's perfectly normal. Everything's fine.
So yeah, but that's next week. We stay in the 50s most of this week. Let's see. Traffic. Infinity member texted in at 33986, says stopped car on the left shoulder, southbound I-15 in Kaysville. We also have a crash westbound SR 201 84th West, milepost 7. And a crash northbound I-15 102nd South, milepost 294. That's your traffic.
Frank Christ has joined us in the studio, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Frank.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
What's that thing on your ear there?
It's I had a little piece of my ear.
Well, why?
Well, it was the cancer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now you're listening, aren't you?
Do tell.
If you, yeah.
You're fine. You're just
I'm
fine.
I'm
Bill.
fine. I'm just fine.
Oh,
Frank.
okay. All
I'm
right.
fine. But Frank is joined. He's a grim reaper, and he reaps the souls of celebrities. I don't think I'm reapable. But aren't I just too lower?
No, you're a celebrity.
All right. Frank, I'm...
Everything you say and do is right.
That's true.
Doesn't that make you happy?
That is
Bill?
true.
We all want to be just like you.
I know. Yes, people copy me all the time.
Yes.
Frank has joined us. We play a game called Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of actors, and three of the actors, rather.
Three of them are just fine.
But one of them, Frank has taken. And it is the contestant's job to discern the dead celebrity. And if that's done correctly, they will win a prize. What is it, Gina?
Tickets to see Snow Patrol March 28th at the Union and roller derby tickets.
Yeah, who's the contestant?
There are those who call him Tim.
Mighty Tim. How are you today, Tim?
Doing really well, Bill.
Good. That's good to hear, Tim. Now, Tim, because this roller derby event is a Twilight-themed event, the Team Edward versus Team Jacob, and by the way, it's Saturday night. It's 7 p.m., and you can win a 4-pack of tickets for that and Snow Patrol tickets if you identify the dead celebrity. And because it's about vampires, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about vampires. So here we go. Number 1, John Hurt. His credits include A Man for All Seasons, Caligula, and the BVT TV series I, Claudius. He earned Academy Award nominations for Best Supporting Actor for Midnight Express and Best Actor for The Elephant Man. Other films include Alien, V for Vendetta, a couple of Harry Potter films, and Contact. He was in Only Lovers Left Alive, about 2 vampires who've been married for centuries. Number 1, John Hurt. Number 2 is Fred Williamson, a.k.a. The Hammer, a.k.a. Black Caesar. He got his nickname The Hammer for his style of play in the NFL and AFL. He went on to star in several blaxploitation movies like Black Caesar, Hell Up in Harlem, and Crazy Joe. He was in From Dusk Till Dawn with Vampires Galore. Number 2, Fred Williamson. Number 3 is Adrian Pasdar, an American film, TV, and voice actor known for his roles in Prophet, Carlito's Way, Mysterious Ways, Desperate Housewives, Burn Notice, Heroes, and as Glenn Talbot, Graviton on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was also the voice of Tony Stark in the Iron Man, Marvel, anime, and other animated shows. He starred in Near Dark, a neo-Western vampire film. Number 3 is Adrian Pasdar. And finally, Bill Nighy began his career on the stage both in London and New York. In film, he made his mark in Love Actually, The Pirates of the Caribbean, Shaun of the Dead, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and The Constant Gardener. He was a vampire elder in the movie Underworld. Number 4, Bill Nighy. All right, Tim, which one of those actors is dead?
I always get confused with John Hurt versus John Hurt, but I'm going to go with John Hurt.
You are correct. John Hurt. He died in 2017 at the age of 77. And I think John Hurt is dead as well.
John Hurt is, yes.
Yeah, they're both. So even if you'd said John Hurt, you still would have been sort of right. Congratulations, Tim. You got Snow Patrol tickets. You got roller derby tickets, a family 4-pack of tickets. And now you just have to say thank you.
Bill, thank you very much, everybody. It's great listening to you.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks. Hang on, Tim, and Katie will tell you what you need to do.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Do you ever go to roller derby, Frank?
I've picked up a few people at roller derby.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rough sport.
Yes, it is.
I have to go check on Hal Linden.
Uh-oh.
Barney Miller?
94 today.
You know, Fred Williamson, I thought maybe they'd go for Fred Williamson on this list.
Oh, yeah?
I thought he was long gone. He's 87.
Oh, he's still with us.
Yeah.
Pat Riley is 80 today.
Oh.
I really better check on Hal Linden, though. 94. I better hurry.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
I better hurry. It might happen any moment. Crash northbound I-15 72nd South, milepost 297. Crash westbound SR 201 84th West. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, you can let us know via text, and I will pass it along, 33986.
All right, KXRK Provo. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some geek news for you. We got some, we got Boner of the Day coming up. Hello, yeah, what? On the way.
That'll be whatever you want it to be.
Yes, that's coming up after we award the Boner, so I'll be ready for that. We'll tell you more coming up. Stand by. Did you know you could stream radio from hell? Okay, here's a quiz.
Okay.
A quiz, all right.
A quiz. Who said it? Elon Musk or Mr. Burns from The Simpsons?
Okay.
Deranged millionaires.
I got 67%.
Or billionaires.
Yeah. All right. Here's.
Okay.
I'll read you the phrase and you guys guess.
Okay.
Oppression and harassment are a small price to pay to live in the land of the free.
That sounds like Elon Musk.
Oh, oppression and spread in the land of the free. I think it's Mr. Burns.
It is Mr. Burns.
Okay.
The politicians and unelected bureaucrats who stole our liberties should be tarred, feathered, and thrown out of town.
That's Elon Musk.
They're tarred, feathered, and thrown out of town. It's Mr. Burns.
Musk. I'm not the thief. The government is. Every year you make hardworking Joes like my reporter friend here pay income taxes.
Musk.
Burns.
We're just back and forth.
Yeah. If there was a way that I could not eat so I could work more, I would not eat.
Musk.
Yeah, Musk.
You're both correct. Musk.
Yeah.
I should be able to run over as many kids as I want.
Well, that's Burns, right?
Yeah.
Burns, correct.
Okay.
I should be able to run over as many children as I want.
I said Musk because of his cars. But
Smithers.
There will be no Mars if we let them take our freedom away.
Well, that's Musk. Yeah.
Since the beginning of time, man has yearned to destroy the sun.
That's Burns.
Yes, Burns.
Burns, correct. That's my lesson for taking a vacation. Vacations will kill you.
Burns.
Musk.
Family, religion, friendship, these are the three demons you must slay if you wish to succeed in business.
Burns.
Musk.
Burns. I would tell those people they will get to see their families a lot when we go bankrupt.
Musk.
Burns.
Musk. If you can take advantage of a situation in some way, it's your duty as an American to do it.
Burns.
Burns, correct. Okay. And finally, morons, pathetic morons in my employ, stealing my precious money.
Morons, pathetic morons in my employ, stealing my precious money, Smithers. Burns.
Yeah.
Burns, correct. Frightening.
That a couple of them, it was difficult to...
That it was hard to determine.
Yep. Deranged billionaires.
Twitter still seems to be running.
Sort of.
For now. There was some guy at Harvard or one of those big schools who said he predicts a week.
Yeah, and it'll just die?
Before it just
I've heard that
implodes.
There are people who are saying it's not going to be around in a while.
I'm trying to enjoy it while I can.
I'm staying until it burns to the ground.
I am the bitter end.
He's all kinds of money lost. Billions of dollars lost already. Advertisers staying away.
It's hard to fathom, really, why he would do this.
Well, Bill, he didn't want to.
He was forced to buy it.
He mouthed off and said, "I'll buy it," and they held him to it because you can't do that and not follow through.
That's the part everybody keeps forgetting. Well, he was forced to buy it.
Yeah, he did not want to buy it.
Again, he also knew that that if he made that kind of a move, that he could be forced to buy it. He knew that.
Yeah. But he suffers from the delusion that a lot of millionaires and billionaires do. Because they have that money,
they must be very, very smart and good at everything.
And always make the right choice.
Yeah, but they don't. Thank you.
At 33986.
Like Ed and Granite did, who's a big fan of soup. They have good soup in Granite, I hear.
Granite Soup?
Mm-hmm.
They're known for their soup.
The Granite Soup Company?
It's the soup capital of the valley.
What was the name of the soup place that Ted opened? It was down
Oh,
here.
yeah,
What was it called?
It was a funny name, wasn't it?
It was a
like
pun.
it was a punny name.
It was punny.
Soup for you.
Soup was it? Soup?
No.
Soup's on. No.
Something like that. It was it was a punny name.
I just remember it because he had the curry soup that Captain Bastard invented over at Squatters, and he had that recipe.
And it was it was soup that cost about $5 a spoonful. It was very expensive.
It was good
soup. It was
It
good
was
soup.
really good soup.
But it was really expensive soup.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that look. Ted, if you're listening,
What was your soup
what was the name of
place?
the soup place? Can't remember now. All right. We do have Boner of the Day coming up. Stand by for that. Big boy news on the way as well. But right now, is this sponsored, Gina?
Find the perfect gift for every occasion at Cabin Fever. From board games, playing cards, hobbies, located in Trolley Square, it's Cabin Fever.
Thank you, Dave, at Cabin Fever. Okay. Got a couple of things for you to look at today. Let's start with something nice and sweet, and then something for Ed Brass.
Okay.
Was it Big City Soup?
I think it might have been
Big City Soup.
Oh, that's not so punny.
That's not so punny. Anyway. This is not for Ed Brass. This is for everyone else.
Your life isn't up there, Elio. It's down here.
This is Pixar's latest.
What is it?
Elio. Now, what it is...
You okay?
I'm trying to get abducted.
Yeah.
By aliens.
He is a little kid who is trying to be abducted by aliens.
Oh, today's Alien Abduction Day.
Exactly.
Nebula.
I think you should have that looked at.
They released this trailer yesterday. The movie opens on June 13th. You've got Jamila Jamil, Brad Garrett, Zoe Saldana, Remy Edgerly, all doing voices.
Leader of Aluminum.
And you're the leader of...
Earth?
Hear that, everyone? It's the leader of Earth.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, he gets abducted by aliens. And as his mother keeps telling him he needs to make a friend,
The most beautiful
he makes a friend with an alien.
Oh, okay.
This is the bathroom.
Now, the kid who's the star of the show is Elio, and he is voiced by an 11-year-old. His name is, Jonas Kabrib. But he is mistaken for ruler of Earth when he is beamed up to join an interplanetary group that includes representatives from various galaxies.
Okay.
So that's your new Pixar project, and that'll be, again, June 13th. I think it'll do fine. Now, from sweet to for Ed Brass.
Okay.
I know he loves John Wick. And down in Las Vegas, Ed, by the way, I don't have the information in front of me, but down in Las Vegas at that Area 15 thing, where they're doing like the Universal haunts and things like that,
yeah.
there's the John Wick experience, where it's the...
Just chase
Where
you with a gun?
you go in and somebody kicks your ass.
it's the lobby of the Continental. and it's a role-playing
Oh,
kind of a
that's
thing.
fun.
So you should do that, Ed. But this is because I know he loves he loves John Wick. This is the latest. It's called Ballerina, and it is
In Slavic mythology, the Kikimara is a spirit that exists in the shadows. To those with darkness in their hearts, she can be vengeful. But to the innocent, she can be a protector. It's up to you to choose.
So this is Ana de Armas. She is, it says, from the world of John Wick, Ballerina.
I was going to say, she was in John Wick.
And so this is the trailer. Eve on a warpath to find the people who killed her father. Her only clue is a mysterious tattoo. She gets closer to her goal with the help of Winston Scott, Ian McShane from The Continental, and Sharon, the late Lance Reddick. After blowing people up with grenades behind a door, lighting people on fire with a flamethrower, yes, she's very good with a flamethrower, and shooting fools through the open door of her T-boned car, she has to go through John Wick. Now you're saying to yourself, wait, I thought John Wick was... Oh, spoiler. I thought John Wick was dead.
Hey, I thought John Wick was dead.
Well, this movie takes place between John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, and John Wick Chapter 4.
he's in it.
So he is in it.
Oh, okay.
Keanu is in it. So,
So
but yeah,
if you were missing Keanu, you'd get some Keanu.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's June 6th is when this is out, and Ed's very excited, I think. Now, when I read this headline about how they're going to remake Cujo, I went, yeah, they're doing that.
Well, are they going to make it scary this time?
Well, here's the thing. You've got a real good filmmaker behind it.
Oh, okay.
Darren Aronofsky.
Yes.
Okay.
He is, of course, Requiem for a Dream, Black Swan, The Whale.
I actually kind of like the movie he made about Noah.
Oh,
was
really?
it called Noah?
Was it?
It was about Noah's Ark. And
Was that Steve Carell?
No.
No. It was Russell Crowe.
Oh, Russell Crowe. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was very strange.
Well, Roy Lee, who did two other Stephen King projects, the two It movies and Salem's Lot. Also, he's done The Long Walk coming up. He's producing. But they're all teaming up to do Cujo.
Okay.
It's the 1981 novel, Cujo, about a Saint Bernard that was bitten by a bat and becomes a mouth-foaming killer.
Yeah.
They're working on it. That's the only reason I brought it up is because of Darren Aronofsky.
Ed says, can I kill 3 people with a pencil in that exhibit?
And you could ask.
And I'm in line for ballerina tickets right now.
I'll bet he is, yes. Let's see. Solar Opposites, the cartoon. This is from the Rick and Morty people. It will end with its 6th season. I hope that they resolve the people in the wall dilemma. If you know, you know.
Okay.
I checked this out yesterday. Disney Plus has added a 24/7 Simpsons channel. Because when you go to Disney Plus, you can pick a show and watch it, but they also have live stream stuff.
It's just running all the time.
This is 24/7 Simpsons, and they're calling it lean back viewing, or as I like to call it, television.
Just put it on in the background and just have it.
It just runs.
Yeah,
exactly.
I like it.
Okay.
It just runs. And they're going to do a programming lineup that will be refreshed monthly and accessible to premium subscribers, which means they'll do some thematic stuff, I'm sure. So if you're a Simpsons fan, that's kind of cool. Now, speaking of cartoons, very upset about this whole Looney Tunes Warner Brothers thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because, they released the movie the day the Earth blew up, and it was released by not Warner Brothers. Another distribution company called Ketchup Entertainment bought it and distributed it. Go see this movie.
Because they didn't advertise it?
No.
You don't know about it?
They don't have the budget to do it. They have the budget to distribute it, and that's it. They're just fans of Looney Tunes and animation. Then at the same time, David Zaslav removes all the classic Looney Tunes from the Max app, which also pissed me off. But I found out you can watch Looney Tunes Classic on Roku. There's a Roku channel. easily accessible and free, unlike Max. MeTV Tunes is a channel dedicated to the cartoons. And you can find select Looney Tunes cartoons on Warner Classics YouTube channel or WB Kids. So you can find those classic Looney Tunes there. But then I got this news late last night. The movie that I've been dying for, Coyote versus Acme.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Live action and
It's
animation.
live action and animation. And it's a law movie. The Coyote is suing the Acme Corporation for all of their defective products.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant concept.
Apparently test audiences loved this.
Yes. Ketchup Entertainment is in negotiation right now with Warner Brothers to buy it and distribute it, as they did with The Day the Earth Blew Up, which is why I'm telling you, go see The Day the Earth Blew Up.
Because they need your money.
They need your money so that we can see Coyote versus Acme. Please do this for me, all right?
I'm fascinated by the idea of this movie.
Oh yeah, it was a story, a fictional story that was in Esquire. I think it was Esquire magazine originally.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's where they bought the concept from. So yeah.
Much better commute today than yesterday. Roads are dry, just a couple of minor fender benders on I-15 and the 201. Crash northbound Bangor Highway 31st South. And, yeah, you aren't even sending anything in via text. But if you see something, please share it with the whole class, 33986.
All right, we've got boners coming up. Here are the candidates you're going to be considering this time. Boner candidate number 1. You know, she really is the perfect spokesperson for Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 2, it doesn't matter if it's true, just say it.
Exactly.
And boner candidate number 3, you know, it won't be long before the White House starts selling Vegematics and the Pocket Fisherman.
Oh, yes. All right, Boner of the Day, Big Boy News, all coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by for that. Also, Hello, Yeah, What is
I guess, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
or not.
So, I brought it up, and I'm sure I've told it before. I used to hitchhike a lot, and mostly I would just hitchhike around town. And I hitchhiked, you know, from my girlfriend lived in North Ogden, extremely far away from me. No car, hitchhike.
And how?
You know,
and this was more common back then. People, wasn't it?
I don't. Hitchhiking used to be really common. When I was doing it in Ogden, I don't recall seeing anybody else doing it.
Now, would you get into any car that pulled over, or would you
Pretty
ever
much.
be like,
Yeah.
no, never mind, I'm good.
No, you know.
Well, hitchhiking was fine until Ted Bundy ruined it.
Well, and I never really had much problem, and I continued to hitchhike after this actually, but not in Ogden. So a car pulls over. I was up on Harrison Boulevard, 2400 block of Harrison Boulevard. Car pulls over to pick me up, and 2 guys in the front seat, teenage guys, I guess, and one of them hops out. The driver's or the passenger side hops out and says, "Get in," and motions for me to get in to that seat. Mm-hmm. And I did, thinking, okay, he's going to sit in the back seat for some reason. No, he pushes me up against the driver and sits down in the passenger seat.
Like a bench seat.
So there I am wedged. Yeah, a bench seat. So there I am wedged between the 2 of them in the front seat.
And nobody in the back. That's weird.
No. Nobody else in the car, as far as I know. And
Well,
off
we
they
can keep
start.
an eye on you.
Off they. Well, they were not subtle about. They started saying, "So, what do you think we should do with this guy?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I got. Oh man, I was.
Were they messing with? They were messing with.
I think so. I'm pretty sure they were messing with me because at some point I wasn't in the car long. At some point they pulled over and said, "Get out, get out." did, and off they went. But I remember being pretty scared by it.
And you hitchhiked after that?
Yeah, I got over being scared. You had more than one child. I got over being scared of being.
I forgot what it was like.
Yeah, being kidnapped.
We kept telling you,
No, I hitchhiked when I was at Penn State. I hitchhiked quite a bit because I didn't have a car. That was pretty common to see people doing that, though. Everybody going up to campus, and there were people who didn't have cars, so we just stand and people would pick you up all the time. Sometimes it was the same person would pick you up. Although one guy picked me up. He picked me up 3 or 4 times. This was in Pennsylvania at Penn State. And it was kind of a nice sports car. And he had some sort of accident. He'd been horribly burned. And his face was just a skeletal face, essentially. And he was really nice. And but I remember just the first time I got in the car, I went, oh my gosh. But no, he was very nice, and he gave me a ride 3 or 4 times.
So you didn't shout out loud when you saw him? Ah!
Yeah.
You didn't.
No, no. Luckily, I did not. So, yeah, I think the farthest I ever hitchhiked was from Cedar City to Salt Lake City.
My hitchhiking experience is very limited because I didn't, except when the haunted Fiat broke down. This is my dead grandfather's Fiat.
Yeah.
Actually haunted.
That the family took over, and it was haunted because anytime I would go to something that I know that he would disapprove of, the car would just stop working.
Yeah.
He was watching you from beyond the grave.
Mechanics could not explain why. It was like you're driving along and somebody put the brakes on and it just stopped. All right. So that happened because I remember I was on my way to a radio gig.
He didn't approve of the radio gigs?
Oh no.
Oh.
If you were on your way to a welding gig, that would be okay.
Some sort of tractor gig or something like that.
You're farming. You're going to do some farming.
Couldn't get it to start up again, so I just kind of left it. And so I started walking, and I'm walking with my thumb out. Car pulls over, and I walk up to the passenger side door, and there's an attractive woman. And I thought, this hitchhiking thing's all right.
Ah.
And I opened the door, and she says, before you tell me where you're headed, a very important question. What's your sign?
Seriously?
And I went, Virgo? And she went, okay, all right.
This was the vetting process.
This was the vetting process.
Now, I'm curious what she would have said no to.
At least there was a vetting process.
I wonder what the no would have been.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
It would have been my sign. It would have been Taurus.
Taurus?
It would have been Taurus.
Nope, I'm sorry.
No, I'm terribly sorry. You're gonna
Taurus? No, not compatible. Sorry.
You're just not going to be able to get a ride. I'm terribly sorry.
No. That's why we struggled for so many years, Carrie.
Yeah.
It's on the Pretty Woman soundtrack. And in 1959, Richard Drummond from the band Go West was born.
We used to play Go West.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry. People are complaining here in the texting. 30 years of listening, I never heard Go. We used to play Go West.
Yeah,
we did.
We did.
We're ashamed of it.
Yeah,
But
I'm not. I enjoyed that very much.
I'm proud of it, but yeah. Anyway, there you go. If you know, you know. 7:22 right now. Todd just reminded me we need to play some Ice House.
Oh, God.
We're playing bad 80s. Might as well. All right. Boner of the day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be boner of the day for today, March 20, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news, and once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell boner T-shirt.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. You know, she really is the perfect spokesperson for Donald J. Trump. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt facing mockery yesterday after another slip-up. Leavitt stated that President Trump is, quote, committed to passing a big reconciliation package later this year, which includes ending no taxes on tips. Ending no taxes on tips. No. Yeah. Trump has said he wants to implement a policy of not taxing tips. He doesn't want to end the policy of taxing tips because we don't have that. Leavitt on Monday drew similar mocking after she accidentally claimed the Department of Justice will focus on fighting law and order.
Yeah.
Going to be fighting law and order.
She's not smart. No.
She's the perfect spokesperson for Donald J.
And the
Trump.
no tax on tips program that he wants to implement may be like waiters and waitresses, that kind of thing. But it will more than likely focus on like these big hedge fund developers, because if they get money, they can call it a tip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's the point.
Okay.
You can call your income
It's
a
a
tip,
tip.
and there's no tax on your income.
Yeah, we should.
Here's boner candidate number 2. It doesn't matter if it's true, just say it. The White House on Wednesday accused a federal judge of being a Democrat activist after he issued a temporary order blocking the Trump administration from deporting hundreds of Venezuelan migrants. It is very, very clear that this is an activist judge, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said of U.S. District Judge James Boasberg. Judge Boasberg is a Democrat activist, she said. He was appointed by Barack Obama. His wife has donated more than $10,000 to Democrats, and he has consistently shown his disdain for this president and his policies, and it is unacceptable. Except, you know, Boasberg, whom Donald Trump is mad at for halting his mass deportations, has ruled in favor of Donald Trump lots more times before this case. He previously ordered the release of 15,000 documents of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's private email service when she was Trump's presidential opponent in 2016. He dismissed a 2017 lawsuit aimed at forcing the IRS to release Trump's tax returns, preventing his taxes from becoming public. Boasberg also limited the scope of memos the FBI had to release relating to former special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election. He issued more lenient sentences for the January 6, 2021 defendants than what prosecutors were seeking, and he limited grand jury material disclosure in Trump's classified documents case. Beyond his past decisions that have benefited Trump, Judge Boasberg has enjoyed strong support from Republicans for virtually his entire career. President George W. Bush first nominated him to the Superior Court of the District Court of Columbia in 2002, a judgeship he held for 9 years. And while it is true that Obama elevated Boasberg to be a U.S. District Court judge in 2011, he was confirmed 96-0 by the Senate. Despite all of this, Trump on Tuesday railed against Boasberg as a radical left lunatic of a judge, a troublemaker and an agitator, in a rage-filled post on social media. This judge, like many of the crooked judges I am forced to appear before, should be impeached, Trump wrote. He is so far from being a leftist, left-leaning
All it
judge.
takes is for you to go against him once.
It's
That's
loyalty.
all it takes.
Loyalty is all that's
Boner
important.
candidate number 2. It doesn't matter if it's true. Just say it.
Yeah.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. It's not going to be long before the White House starts selling Vegematics and the Pocket Fisherman.
Amen. All right, boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Full strength, big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by.
Looking for the perfect cruise, a family fun sailing adventure, adults only cruise with hip party atmosphere, perhaps a relaxing river cruise through Europe, or an adventurous expedition to Antarctica. Travel Club 365 will find the perfect cruise for you. All with no planning fees. Call or text 801-441-0102. That's 801-441-0102. TravelClub365.com.
Actor Aubrey Plaza had separated from her husband, Jeff Baena, 4 months before his death in January at the age of 47. The two were married in 2021 after 10 years together, but a report by the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner reveals that the 47-year-old director and the 40-year-old Parks and Recreation star separated in September of 2024. The report also says that Plaza had called a friend in October of 2024 and asked them to do a welfare check on Baena after she heard him say remarks that she found concerning. Mr. Baena reportedly started going to therapy after that incident, and he had reported having difficulties sleeping. The report said on January 3rd, the day of his death, he sent Aubrey Plaza a text around 7:30 in the morning. His body was found later that day when his dog walker entered the residence. Aubrey Plaza released a joint statement with Mr. Baena's family a few days later saying, "This is an unimaginable tragedy. We are grateful to everyone who's offered support," and then a request for privacy, please, during this time. In February, Plaza paid a subtle tribute to Baena at the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary celebration by wearing a tie-dye shirt under a blazer while introducing a musical performance by Miley Cyrus and Brittany Howard. Well, we're bringing out now. I don't know what that subtle message is, but
he liked tie-dye.
He just liked tie-dye.
They did tie-dye during COVID.
Yeah. So there you go. Utah is less than a year after launching its largest ever school voucher program. The state is ending its contract with ACE Scholarships, the organization it hired in November of 2023 to manage the $82 million taxpayer-funded initiative. Ryan Bartlett, a spokesperson for the Utah State Board of Education, told the Salt Lake Tribune on Wednesday that the contract is being terminated for convenience. "We've gained some insights into the complexities and the operational nuances of the program in practice," Bartlett said. "Because of those complexities and the nature of the program, we determined that at this time, right now, we would terminate the contract with ACE Scholarships. The state school board will next issue a new request for proposal, which is a formal process to solicit new bids from vendors to manage the program." A new coal mine could be moving into a small town in Carbon County.
A new coal mine?
That's what it says. People who live in and visit Schofield are speaking out as the deadline to weigh in is less than a week away. The Utah Division of Oil, Gas, and Mining are reviewing the permit for a mine that would sit right next door to the only business in town. In Schofield, Jerry and Kathy Lynch own the convenience store KJ's Catch and Shack and the campground next door. They are two of the just 27 full-time residents of Schofield. "I am pro-coal. I have nothing against coal mines," Jerry said. "But in this particular situation, I don't think a coal mine is going to be compatible with our beautiful valley and our town and the recreational aspect of it all." According to the permit application, the Kinney number 2 mine would sit less than 300 feet from the Lynch store and border the campground. Mining permits have come and gone a number of times in Schofield over the last 30 years.
So maybe this won't actually get
built. I don't know. Schofield was the scene. There was a big coal mine there many years ago, and it was the site of I think the worst mining disaster in Utah history.
Yeah,
I forget how many people were killed in that, but that was in it was the early 1900s, I think.
But as long as it's the clean coal, they clean the coal now.
I know some people had some. I used to go to a cabin in Schofield on the reservoir there. Yeah, really beautiful area.
It was nice to go fishing up there.
Let's see. A former daycare employee accused of using his workplace to repeatedly abuse young children was given the maximum possible sentence of only 15 consecutive years to life for aggravated sexual abuse and child exploitation. Tanner Dobson, 30 years old, has been behind bars since January of 2024 when he was arrested for the abuse of a 5-year-old female student at the facility. There was not a dry eye in the Ogden 2nd District courtroom after the little girl's parents stood up to read some of the horrendous crimes that he had committed against her. But he got his 15 to life in prison.
The mine disaster was in 1901.
Now, does it say?
Steph's looking it up. That's what she's got me right now.
And I can't remember. It was like 27 miners. Yeah. Or something. After being on administrative leave for over a month, the chief of the North Ogden Police Department is back on the job. City officials are finally revealing what happened. They kept mum about this. Chief Brian Enyon was placed on leave in February for an independent third-party investigation into a potential police policy violation. The city announced the reason for the investigation. He was at a DUI training session. An official said that Enyon was participating in a wet lab training, which is an exercise that involves volunteers consuming alcohol to reach specific blood alcohol concentration levels, and then officers conduct field sobriety tests.
Okay.
It's intended to help officers assess intoxication levels accurately and improve DUI enforcement. The investigation revealed. By the way, I'm available for those if anybody.
We used to be able to do those on the radio, and then suddenly, for some reason, no.
The investigation revealed that Enyon volunteered to become intoxicated for the training, so the chief said he would do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The review concluded that the chief exhibited a lapse in judgment by doing that, but his intent was good. So I don't know.
This is not a big deal.
Apparently not, and I don't know. But it was weird that they just kept quiet about it. They wouldn't say why they had, taken him off duty. But he's back in full force.
200 died.
200
in that
1906.
That's like that TV show.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Where all the men died in the mine and the women took over the town. And that was a good show.
I can't remember the show.
I can't remember that either.
Also, there was a news story yesterday that Utah has the highest child sex offender rate in the nation. Wow.
Provo police say that the body of a teen found within Arches National Park in 1983, they finally has identified who it is. Linked to Provo teen Robbie P.A. who ran away from a youth treatment center 43 years ago. On October 7th, 1982, 17-year-old Robbie Pay ran away from Salt Lake City Youth Treatment Center and did not return. A missing persons case was opened by the Provo Police Department. In February of 1983, an unidentified body was recovered from the Three Gossips area within Arches National Park, and the body had a gunshot wound to the head and appeared to have similar physical characteristics to Pay, but couldn't be confirmed due to the decomposition of the remains. Dental records were compared, but were not declared to not be a match. The body was then buried in an unmarked grave in Moab. Robbie Pay's truck was found abandoned 350 miles away in Lake Powell. So it's got to be a murder case, right?
I don't know.
Murder
desk? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know.
But they finally have used DNA to positively say it was this kid.
Godless was the
Godless.
show.
That is a good show.
Oh, yeah.
You should watch that show.
It was good. President Trump's administration suspended $175 million in federal grants to the University of Pennsylvania on Wednesday, following an investigation into a transgender swimmer who competed for the school in 2022. The investigation centered on swimmer Leah Thomas, who competed on the school's women's team and who in 2022 was the first to win a Division I title as an openly transgender athlete. The Education Department inquiry began in 2025 after Trump signed an executive order meant to bar transgender athletes from competing in girls' and women's sports. So this happened quite a while ago.
Yeah.
But we're going to take your money away anyhow.
Because you pissed him off.
Yeah. Trump said he had a really, really good phone call. Very
was it
good.
A beautiful phone call?
It was a very good phone call.
A good phone call.
An hour-long phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky. Much of the discussion was based on the call made yesterday with President Putin in order to align both Russia and Ukraine in terms of their requests and needs. We're very much on track for a ceasefire, he said. We'll see. And finally this. African penguins are an endangered species. They have a life expectancy of 10 to 15 years in the wild. Penguins in the care of the New England Aquarium can live to twice that age. Like us, geriatric penguins need a different level of care. So the aquarium has created a separate island habitat for its older penguin residents.
Do they play pickleball?
I think. No, they just play gin rummy.
Uno.
In the wild, they would never reach this age, said Diana Major, penguin manager at the aquarium. A lot of the time, we see physical issues that we normally wouldn't see in the wild, because in the wild, if you slow down, well, you get eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
The penguins on the assisted living island receive food with extra water injected into them to ward off kidney issues, acupuncture and physical therapy as needed. The island is designed with the older penguins' mobility needs in mind as well, and will continue to be modified to make their lives easier.
Little ramps.
Yeah,
that's where I'm going to retire.
The youngest
Penguin
penguin, the youngest penguin in the new habitat is 14-year-old Dyer, who moved in with her mate Lambert, which is the oldest at 35. Robbed a cradle, did you? Because everything is terrible right now. Baby animals always make things better.
Yes, they do.
And so there you go.
I've been living on baby animal videos.
All right, you got to see that otter swimming.
I did see that one.
Oh, you did?
It's a great one.
Yeah.
I'm currently following Sing Sing the monkey.
Oh, what kind of monkey is?
I don't know what kind of monkey he is, but he's an overweight monkey with only one arm.
Oh no!
And there's this old woman who takes care of him.
No.
I love it. I just love it.
An overweight monkey with only one arm.
Yeah, he's adorable. He's very picky too.
Well, sure.
Anyway.
Oh, here are some emperor penguin chicks marching toward the sea.
Weather, traffic.
Okay, so chance of rain and or snow showers mainly after 3 p.m. Probably will be mostly rain down here in the valley because we'll have a high close to 50 today. Overnight low 32. We stay in the low 50s for a few days, but boy, looking ahead to next week, mid 70s. We're going to be quite warm next week. It looks like. Traffic, we have a crash I-15 southbound at Pioneer Road in Marriott Slaterville. Vehicles are blocking both shoulders and causing backups into far west. Crash northbound Bangor Highway 31st south in Salt Lake. Things are so much better than they were yesterday, though. That's about all I'm seeing, and you haven't sent anything in. But if you see something, please share it with us. If it's safe for you to text 33986.
Here's boner candidate number 3. It won't be long before the White House starts selling Vegematics and the Pocket Fisherman.
Yep.
Tesla shares fell early Thursday after Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick used a TV appearance to urge Americans to buy stock in Tesla, Elon Musk's car company. Cabinet secretaries don't typically recommend individual stocks, much less those linked to the president's closest advisor. His recommendation was potentially overshadowed, though, by one of Tesla's most fervent defenders on Wall Street, calling the company's situation a crisis. I think if you want to learn something on this show tonight, buy Tesla, Lutnick said on Fox News. It's unbelievable that this guy's stock is this cheap. It'll never be this cheap again. I mean, who wouldn't invest in Elon Musk? You got to be kidding me.
This is not okay.
No, it isn't. No. Lutnick's comments are part of what has effectively become a Trump administration campaign to defend Tesla. Last week, Trump held a public showcase of Tesla cars at the White House.
Yep.
Amid a wave of Tesla takedown rallies at dealerships nationwide, top administration officials have pledged to investigate protesters for domestic terrorism. And Lutnick going on TV and saying, Tesla, you should buy Tesla stock right now. It's going to be really valuable.
I know this is small in comparison to some of the other things, but this is bad.
Yeah. I don't think it's small at all. I think it is the most blatant example of the greed and graft and crime that is going on in the Trump administration.
And you can thank the Supreme Court for letting him get away with this.
Boner candidate number 3. Won't be long before the White House starts selling Vegematics and the Pocket Fisherman.
All right. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. You know, she really is the perfect spokesperson for Donald J. Trump. This is really stupid Caroline Leavitt who says Donald Trump wants to end no taxes on tips, and we're going to fight law and order. Boner candidate number 2. It doesn't matter if it's true, just say it. Making accusations about this federal judge, Boasberg, saying he's a liberal, saying he's always He's a radical leftist judge. Nothing could be further from the truth.
He's appointed by W, and yeah.
And boner candidate number 3, it won't be long before the White House starts selling Vegematics and the Pocket Fisherman.
All right, here we go. Time to vote for boner of the day. You decide which one is the worst. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth at 877-602-9696. Give her your live vocal vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, March 20, 2025. Click and vote. And if you don't see that box, refresh your browser. All right, you got 4 minutes to get your vote in. Right after we award the boner, it's Hello, Yeah, What? And what that is whatever you want it to be. So get ready to call 877-602-9696. We'll get that to you coming up. 4 minutes to boner of the day. Here we go. Votes. Oh, ranlife.com.
Yeah, listen, if you been dreaming of a new home, and I know a lot of you have, but you're kind of, you're worried about finding the right mortgage rate. Well, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Do what I did. Go with Ran Life Home Loans. They got you covered. Ran Life has slashed their floor rate to 3.25% on 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgages for FHA and VA loans. That's 3.25% on 5.983 APR. Now, what does that mean? Well, I don't know. I mean, I really...
You call them and ask.
I can tell you...
Ask the smart people.
Yeah, you got to ask the smart people at Ran Life. I mean, I know that it means you could borrow up to $190,000 more than you could with the current market rate. So you could get a bigger house, a better location. Maybe you want to put in a steam room in your house. You'll have, you can do some amenities. So go to ranlife.com/x96. That's ranlife.com. And then I was reading a story today, it's here somewhere, that men are often likely to be the ones to fall in love at first sight, as opposed to women, which I think is interesting.
Did they say why that happened?
Maybe, but I didn't read the whole story. I just read the headline. I haven't read it yet. Let's see if I can find it.
Well, I'm certain.
There it is.
I'm certain it happens all the time.
You mean,
Sorry.
You believe in a love at first sight?
Yeah.
Some people believe that you have to thoroughly get to know someone before you can fall in love. Others would beg to differ, swearing that love at first sight isn't limited to fairy tales. And apparently 59% of men believe that love at first sight is a thing.
Well, can
49% of women.
Lust at first
That's what I was
sight?
going to say.
Well,
like, I'm very attracted to that person. I don't know how you could be in love with somebody you'd not gotten to know.
It happened to me once.
You were in love.
I swear to God.
Like I would throw myself in front of a train for this person.
It was so pronounced that I think after the first time I saw this person, it might have been that at the very first time I saw them, I said this to them, but it was short a day or so afterward. I don't know how to explain this, but I believe that I have fallen in love with you and I don't know you.
And what did they say to that?
It's a great opening line, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I knew who she was, but I didn't. I had very little contact with her.
How did she react to that?
Positively, very well. As a matter of
Really?
fact, she said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't." And I mean, I don't know what to do about that, but. And she said, "Well, let's find out."
Well,
or something to that effect. And I sort of thought that it would be.
That's the one?
Yeah, that's the only time it's real. I've fallen in lust.
I was going to say, a lot of
seeing somebody and going, I am very, very attracted to that person I just saw.
And a lot of people mistake that for love.
Yeah. First time I saw my wife, the woman I'm married to, Carrie was with me.
Yeah.
And I just went, oh my God. That's, but that, to me, that was
lust.
Yeah, that was lust. But this was different. The time that it happened, it was different.
And did you find that person to have some quality that
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Now I know why I felt that way when I saw this person the first time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we had a relationship for a while, but it was not to be. And I won't go into the details of that because they're too painfully embarrassing. All in all. Somebody said I told that story recently. I think I have mentioned it before, but it just made me think of it reading that that story today. It was never happened to you. Never fallen in love. No. Been attracted. Very, very hard attraction.
But not love.
Texter. Hey, Bill, there's a song by Alan Jackson called I'm Married to You, but I Don't Even Know Your Name.
I like that. You walk up and you say, I'm married to you and I don't even know your name.
That's all. Yes. Good opening.
Here's the thing about country music is that a lot of it is novelty songs, okay? A lot of them are novelty songs.
Somebody in the chat room says that I understand what Bill's talking about. It happened to me, but I didn't have the guts to say anything about it. Yeah. And I couldn't see. That's another thing that I really thought it was something because I had to say it.
You were compelled.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right, 7:49. Time to award Boner of the Day.
Could I defecate first?
Ew. Come on.
I just love that. Yes, and it's brought to you in part by...
Totally, completely.
It's completely by, spanakopita noodles.
Okay.
Spinach and feta cheese and... And yeah. Oh, that completely. That's it, huh?
Completely.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. So the voting went substantial votes for every candidate. Coming in third, this Caroline Levitt being a horrible spokesperson. Yeah. Coming in second, it doesn't matter if it's true, just say it, which was my favorite candidate, actually. Yeah. But Boner candidate number 3 with 120 votes. It won't be long before the White House starts selling Vegematics and the Pocket Fisherman. And somebody sent us a picture of Donald Trump pimping Goya products.
Yeah, that was in his first term.
Yeah, in the first term.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's when I stopped buying Goya products. All right, there you go. That's your Boner of the Day for today, March 20, 2025. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That will happen tomorrow at about 9:50 when Dave the Flower Guy comes in here and just tells us who Boner of the Week is.
So we already have people standing by.
Really?
For Hello, Yeah, What?
Well, they know
Hello,
what it is.
yeah, what?
877-602-9696. That's the number to participate in this really innovative radio feature where you get your telephone and you call us and then we talk to you on the air.
Mm-hmm.
That's nobody else was doing this before we started doing it.
We invented it.
Hello, yeah, what?
And so call us and participate.
We shall begin with Zane.
Zane.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, are you in Dallas?
That's correct, Dallas. Actually, Cisco right now, which is like Salt Lake to Layton equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
all right.
So,
what's up?
Yep. I just wanted to check in because I missed check-ins this morning. Me and my wife, we watched My Cousin Video last night.
You watched what?
My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Well, thanks for that update.
The two youths.
Yeah. I mean, anytime, Zane, that you watch an old movie, why don't you let us know?
Mm-hmm.
It's Marissa
Yep, will
Tomei
do.
won the Academy Award
Marissa Tomei.
for Best Supporting Actress for that
Yeah,
movie.
inexplicably. She won.
No, she was great in it. It was explicable. It wasn't.
There's still controversy over that.
Yeah.
She was great in that.
They're saying that the person who read it
I don't remember.
Read it wrong?
Read it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Is the rumor.
Yeah, but she didn't really win.
She's my hot Aunt May. That's all I know.
Zane, how's your wife doing? Is she okay?
She's doing okay. She's just trying to get better and trying to get home, and she's got great doctor staff looking after her.
Mm.
That's good.
All right.
Take care of both
All
of
right.
you.
All right.
Yes.
Well,
Thank you, Zane.
stay care. See ya.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you very much. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Let's go to, is it Caitlin? Caitlin.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Caitlin. Where are you?
Hi, I am in my car in Salt Lake.
Okay. What's up?
Parked. I would just like to say on behalf of the Utah and Nevada Levitt, Caroline's not one of ours.
Okay, good. You don't claim her.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of Levitts here.
Yeah.
Yes, there are.
Lots of Levitts. You
There are. Levitts actually have the highest number of descendants that cross the plains.
Really?
I was going to ask you if you're related to a Levitt that I grew up near, but
Probably.
you probably are, and there's so many of them I won't bother.
Are you in
The
the
answer is probably.
Are you
but
in
I
the
don't know
Are
how.
you in the Levitt funeral home business or the Levitt insurance business
Or the furniture business.
Or the furniture?
We are the Levitt lawyers from Las Vegas.
Ah,
okay.
You love it at Levitt's.
All right, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking in.
So.
Nice to hear from you.
Thanks for disowning the other Levitt. All right.
See you later.
Not us.
Okay,
we got yours.
All right.
We won't hold it against you.
Thanks,
Okay.
Caitlin.
Thanks,
All right,
Caitlin.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
877-602-9696. Let's go to Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hello, yeah, what?
Where are you calling us from, Jason?
I'm calling you from downtown Salt Lake City.
Okay.
I called you guys a couple weeks ago, told you about a card show that was going on.
Yeah.
And I thought I would just let you know there's another one this weekend at Southtown Mall.
Okay. And tell people
So-
what kind of cards, what's going on?
So it's going to be trading cards for Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic. There'll be sports memorabilia and sports cards, baseball, football, really everything. But it's going to be the Crossroads Card and Memorabilia Show at the Southtown Mall on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
And then next weekend, this one's actually really cool. If you haven't heard, there's the third annual Utah Gaming Con, and that one's going to be a lot of fun. And there'll be vendors for everything, retro games to cards, and there'll be some voice actors and stuff like that.
And where will that be?
So that one will actually be at the Utah State Fair Park, and all the details for both of these shows can be found on my Instagram, DaPapaJJ, DaPapaJJ.
Jason, I got a bunch of old Star Trek cards and Marvel Comics cards. I guess I could bring them and sell them to somebody, right?
You could. There's a niche market for that old vintage stuff. So bring it down, and you just never know. And there's going to be some big card shops at the gaming con next weekend. You'll have like kayfabe cards. You'll have Oasis, Game Grid. There'll be some big ones, and they might be able to, grab at those ones.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you later.
All right. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you. Have a good night.
Marissa Tomei won at Fair and Square. They went what? If Carrie brings up a controversy, I'm going to give you the information about it.
Curious.
A Price Waterhouse accountant explained if such an event had occurred, they have an agreement that they would come out and correct it immediately. They also polled Academy Award voters and asked them if they were going to re-vote for supporting actress, and they re-voted for her. For
Marissa Tomei.
She won it fair and square.
All right.
And Marissa Tomei thanks you, Gina, for sticking up for her.
If there's
It's hot Aunt May. Somebody's got to defend hot Aunt May. All right. We will take a break. We'll continue with
Hello, yeah, what?
Right after these messages. Hang on the line if you're there, or call 877-602-9696. Hello, yeah, what continues after these? Traffic.
Gina, traffic alert. I just passed an accident. 215 eastbound traffic is at a standstill, still past Redwood. Thank you for sending that in via text at 33986. If you see anything or want me to stick up for you in some way, I'm happy to do that.
You're always happy to stick up for the downtrodden, like Marissa Tomei.
Mm-hmm. I got your back, Marissa. You can text us too, 33986.
All right, thank you very much. 877-602-9696. Call for hello, yeah, what?
Hello, yeah,
Thank
what?
you. Exactly. BigOTires.com.
Well, Big O Tires, of course, I go to the one on 2nd East in South Temple, and it's never been a bad experience, ever. They're just always so helpful, and they work fast, and they do a great job. And right now, Big O is offering huge savings on Michelin and BF Goodrich tire sets. You can save up to $160 on selected sets of 4 BF Goodrich tires or $120 off select sets of Michelin tires. That's now through the 6th of April at Big O Tires.
Sometimes tires, it's an unexpected expense. Oftentimes that
Yes.
happens. Like, I wasn't planning on having to buy new tires, but I got to buy new tires.
You hit that pothole just right. you
Yep.
know?
Big O knows. And so they have multiple financing options to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape. They also have no credit-needed financing options to fit any budget.
Big O is your one-stop shop for automotive repair at Big O Tires. Now, you can make an appointment online, or walk-ins are welcome as well. But just go to bigotires.com. They are the team you trust.
The X96 secret.
Had a couple of emails, and one of them was talking about how the writer was saying how much he likes our show, and part of the reason he likes it is that we don't do fake radio voices.
Oh.
It's just our normal voices.
So this is a
and just
sort of a.
I answered the email, and he just sent back another little tag to that.
Is it of
interest? Is what he wants to
Oh, I guess.
email of interest?
He said, I also enjoy the humor of Edward K. Brass, sports announcer and judicial hobbyist.
Judicial hobbyist.
Yes.
Yes.
Ed will be thrilled to hear this.
And then I got this email. Dear Radio from Hell, beloved leaders of radio.
Ooh.
I just received a text message from a random number saying that I owe Utah Toll Services $11 in an unpaid toll. And if I didn't pay it soon, I would be charged $50 in late fees.
Don't do it.
Also in the text message, it had a link to a .com website. Don't worry, I didn't click the link. I went to UDOT's website, and there they have on their news and alerts section details about the FBI public service announcement and about these text scams.
Yep.
On the page, it states Express Lane program does not use text messages to request payment for fines or tolls. I just wanted to spread the word to our friends of the program. For more details, you can see the UDOT website. Just go to udot.utah.gov and look up express lanes and alerts.
There you go.
And if you get one of those emails, do not click on it. You don't. They're just trying to get money and get information, your access to your information.
You had an email?
I have a quick email.
Okay.
Hello, Gina. My name is Joe. I've listened to the show since the 90s in KJQ. The reason for this email is to let everyone know that despite having disabilities, you're able to do anything you can work toward. My wife is on supplemental oxygen and fighting lupus, and she still continues to run 5K, 10K, and half marathons. She's been nominated to be on the cover of Ms. Health and Fitness.
Wow.
Also comes with a prize that would allow her the funds to get her better oxygen equipment. I was hoping you could spread the word. She's currently in 12th place, and I would love to see her win. So if you'd like to vote for Ms. Tori Sutton for Ms. Health and Fitness, just go to mshealthandfit.com, and you can vote for a friend of the program, Tori.
Well, there we go.
That's very nice to do.
There were certainly a couple of emails of interest.
833-986.
Yeah, Alice in Cottonwood is.
Huh?
You got to call in, Alice from Cottonwood, for hello, yeah, what?
Yeah, that's how hello, yeah,
texting
what
doesn't
works.
really work.
No.
Yeah, you can't just.
No.
In Cottonwood.
Hello, yeah, what?
All right, let's continue this innovative radio feature that we invented.
877-602-9696 is the number to hello, yeah, what?
We're starting with Sarah.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Sarah. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Murray.
Okay, what's up?
I came and saw you guys at the Chevy dealer during the drive for the road home.
Yeah.
And dropped off some stuff, and I left you guys a note. I'm going to get emotional again, letting you know that I had lost my job after 33 years.
I remember
that,
yeah.
And you guys were so sweet, saying I'd find something. I started a new job this week.
Of course you did.
Excellent.
Well done.
Excellent. What are you doing?
I didn't look at all. I'm working as an administrative assistant for a small firm.
Good.
I didn't look at all during fourth quarter because I just wanted a break.
Yeah.
from retail.
I don't blame you.
Started looking in January, and after my first interview, I got a job.
Oh,
there you go.
Happy for you.
Well, listen, there was not in any doubt. I knew it. I looked at you and I said, that woman is cut out for greatness.
Indeed.
Well, I just wanted to thank you guys for your support, and I'm super excited.
Oh, well,
good.
Thank you, Sarah.
Congratulations.
All right.
Congratulations.
Now get back to work.
Thank you. I'm on my way.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Get on that, would you? All right.
That's
Bye-bye.
so scary.
That is. Let's go to Camille.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Camille.
Hi, I'm calling from West Valley.
Okay, what's up?
So, as you know, Israel broke the ceasefire with Gaza 2 days ago. So we're holding a sit-in at the Capitol on Saturday at 2 p.m.
Okay.
It's sponsored by Mormons with Hope for a Better World and also Olive Tree Solidarity and Utah 5051.
Okay,
So it's 2 o'clock Saturday.
This Saturday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. Emergency sit-in at the Capitol building.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go,
Thank
Camille.
for letting us know.
Thank you, Camille.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Brody. Hello, Brody.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hey, Brody, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Rexburg. Good morning, Lords.
Good morning. What's up?
Well, I wanted to share what Helena always likes to encourage us to do is to try something new.
Okay.
And so I tried, I didn't try, successfully made this dish. It was liver and onions, and I absolutely liked it.
Liver and onions.
Successfully made liver and onions.
I can't.
How do you know?
It was
How do you know it was successful?
I don't know. It was tasty.
You know, that's one of those things that it smells so bad. It may be in fact be tasty, but it smells so bad I don't know that I could.
What kind of liver was it?
It was, as far as I know, it was a beef liver. I got it from the local store for like $3 for 2.
And then how did you cook it?
The trick is you have to marinate it in cream or milk.
Well, okay then. Yeah, that helps right away.
I see.
I have had liver and onions once in my life, and my mom made it, and it was terrible.
It was not marinated in cream.
Not marinated in cream. Of course, my mother was a terrible cook, so maybe I need to try it again. But
yeah, not something that I really care for. I used to not like liver of any kind, but I've gotten to the point where I like pâtés, made with chicken livers or goose livers.
Yeah, I
or
like that.
Duck livers, things like that. But I don't.
It's just
I don't know.
liver when you fry it in a pan like that, it's just so tough.
I guess soaking
But
it.
if you soak it,
Well, if you have Brody do it, have Brody make you
have
some.
Brody do it.
All right, why don't you come down here and fix us up a plate of liver and onions, Brody?
There you go, Brody.
I'll baste it for you.
Okay, we'll see you.
Thanks,
Gonna
Brody.
baste it for you. Baste my liver. 877-602-9696 is the number to call for.
Hello, yeah, what?
And let's go to Tony.
Hello, yeah, what?
What can we do for you, Tony?
Nope.
Well, Gal, you guys talking about liver and onions making me change my mind almost. Liver and onions is incredible.
Really?
Oh, really?
Just
Okay.
gotta
How do you
season it, bread it,
how do you
flour, fry it,
Yeah. But yeah.
caramelize it with the onions. Good.
All right.
But that's not why you called, Tony. Why'd you call?
No, it's not. I used to listen to Artie Fufkin in the late 90s on graveyard shifts, and I just loved him.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden he was gone.
Yeah.
And now he's back.
Yes.
Where did he go on his hiatus? Just curious.
He was living in a cave.
Yeah.
He decided to go. He decided to go back to nature. He wore nothing but animal skins and lived in a cave.
It was pretty impressive.
And just trapped his own food.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing.
Oh, he didn't do anything. Is that where he learned his love for cats? Do you have too many feral cats? He didn't use their skins, did he?
He loves cats.
He loves
not
cats.
do that.
He trained the cats though to be like work in a gang, and they would gather food for him.
Cat gang.
They would flush out. They would flush out other animals, and then Artie would pounce on them and eat them.
He would yell, "Fly, my pretties, fly!" and then they would flush out the animals.
Yeah. If you see him now, he still.
King of the cat.
Yeah, if you see him now, he still has a bone in his nose.
Still.
He wears like a bone in his.
It's a look.
Yeah.
I think it was a chicken bone. He was eating a chicken leg and it got stuck. I think that's what happened. But.
So there you go. Is that is that a good enough explanation for you, Tony?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll take it.
All right.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah. Caveman Fufkin, we call him.
Yeah. What?
877-602-9696 is the number if you want to call.
So when I was getting my ear chopped off yesterday, a little piece of it, up at the Huntsman Cancer Institute Hospital. That place is a palace.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it?
I mean, it's not just big. It's marble and wood and all of that inside. It's just a gorgeous place. But the doctor, Dr. Duffy, was the one who was doing the cutting on my ear. And he said, "So you guys are still doing that radio show, are you?"
Yep.
Are you? And I said, "Yeah." And I got the feeling that he really hasn't listened in quite some time.
He's busy cutting things off people.
And he said, he said, "I think Gina lives in my neighborhood." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "Yeah, because whenever I'm at the Harmons, I hear a voice, and I think that's got to be Gina Barberi."
I'm there every day.
Yeah, and it's. I said, "You mean the immigration Harmons?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Yeah, she lives in your neighborhood." And but he said, I mean, I got the impression he didn't listen. And I said to my wife, maybe he just stopped after he got out of school or something. But she said, nobody listens to the radio. That's part of the problem. He used to listen to the radio, and now nobody has a radio.
Well, you can listen to us in many different ways, Bill.
But I know, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that, but people who had the habit of listening to the radio, and that kind of went away, the radio kind of went away, they don't think about it. They just, they get out of the. We got to find some way to get Dr. Duffy back. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway. Okay.
You had the best opportunity yesterday, Bill.
Well, I did. I told him to, but I don't know if he will.
All right. Let's see. Let's go to Rich. Rich is here.
Hey,
Hello,
Rich.
yeah, what?
How are you, Rich?
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hi, what's up?
Hey, so I heard somebody mention the Utah Gaming Con in some of the game stores, and Oasis Games was one of those. And I'm going to be playing. Does anybody remember Digimon?
Yeah.
Digital Monsters.
Yeah, kind of.
So they made a trading card game for it, and I'm going to be at Oasis playing Digimon tonight. And I wanted to invite literally anybody who's interested to play the game with me.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
If you guys want to play, I'd play with you. That'd be so fun.
I don't really want to do that. I have
somebody will hear this and think that is a great idea.
Okay, cool. Well,
Thanks, Rich.
I love the game, and just if anybody's interested, hit me up.
All right. Thanks, Rich.
See you, Rich.
Let's go to Kennedy. Is it Kennedy? Cassidy.
Cassidy
is here.
Hello,
Hi.
yeah, what?
Where are you calling from, Cassidy?
Ogden.
Okay.
Ogden.
What's up?
I just wanted to thank you guys so much because of the Hoops Vision discount. I'm getting my eyes fixed tomorrow.
Oh, good for you.
Congratulations. You'll like that. And we're personally responsible for that discount.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's costing us a fortune.
Yeah, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Cassidy, you'll find that it's just so simple, so easy. You'll be amazed.
Yep.
It's just nothing to it.
Exactly. You'll say to yourself, "Why didn't I do this sooner?"
Call and
yes, I'm excited.
Call and tell us about it when you get it finished. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Hello, yeah.
Somebody says, "I'm listening to my alarm clock radio
Good.
right now."
Good. It sounds better on the radio.
That's all the time we have. If this person wants to hang on to play Beat Gina, they can if they want. But traffic, please.
Left lane blocked eastbound I-215 just before the I-15 interchange in Murray due to a crash. Traffic is backed up to Redwood Road in Taylorsville. And that seems to be about it. Nothing else been reported by the UDOT or by you, Infinitine. But if you see something, please let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
All right, so we will take a break, play a song, and then it's Beat Gina, multiple choice pop culture trivia. Let's see, what's the subject? I should remember, I wrote these yesterday. Holly Hunter trivia.
Oh, I love her.
Because it's her birthday today. But what is the prize?
Tickets to see Simple Plan August 16th at America First Field with special guests Bowling for Soup and 303.
Yes, Simple Plan, Bowling for Soup, 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play Beat Gina, and we will play right after these messages and a song. Stand by. RenaissanceRanch.com.
You know, it's really, it's hard to talk about on the radio when it's somebody in your family that suffers from addiction to drugs or alcohol, but you know, you have to talk about these things. And Renaissance Ranch is a place that can help your family members. It can help you if you're the one. The hardest part, I know, is reaching out for help, but Renaissance Ranch is a locally owned addiction treatment center. They're a program designed for male patients specifically. They offer residential and outpatient services, and that's critical because a lot of times you can stay working and stay at your job, but then use the outpatient services. They're staffed by recovering addicts who have great empathy because they understand the addiction cycles. Help is there with Renaissance Ranch. Why don't you schedule a free consultation at RenaissanceRanch.com. That's RenaissanceRanch.com. They now accept most private insurance plans and Medicaid.
My mom, the Sainted Mary Claire, she texted me yesterday, and she said, "What kind of cake do you want for your birthday?"
Oh, that's right.
Now, I have already
Purchased your own cake?
purchased my own cake.
Why did you do that?
Because, Carrie knows why.
Prantles.
Oh.
I have already ordered.
The burnt almond torte.
You got to get in line for it, and then they got to mail
They got to
it.
ship it to you. And I have ceased to rely on anybody getting me my preferred cake. I have to get it myself.
So what did you tell her, though?
She
said, "Don't bother. I already got it."
No, she said, I'm getting you your cake.
She's not going to make it, God knows.
No. She's going to get it for Gourmandies. So we what made her think of it is we had our donut critic on, and he was talking about Gourmandies on the show.
Well, so
I'm gonna.
You'll bring one to work.
No, I'm not bringing one to work.
Bring the Gourmandies one to work, and
I'm thinking about I'll stick the Prantles one in the freezer, and we'll save that for another time. But
okay.
But this I have been planning and plotting. It's the only thing I like about it being my birthday is that it's an excuse to order a Prantles burnt almond torte cake from Pittsburgh.
Which is like $800 or something.
It's close to
Well,
I forget how much are they?
It's like $80.
$80.
Now, speaking of cake, next time we get Bob Harmon on the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'll be Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. I got to let him have it.
Uh-oh.
Because this is the marketing genius that he is.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
He started putting slices of cake in the individual containers.
Oh. So you don't buy the whole cake.
Right next to the self-checkout.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if the self-checkout's a little bit busy and you got to stand there for a minute, there's the cake staring right at you.
Yep.
So there should be some forks there, and you could just eat the piece of cake while you're waiting.
I mean, he already started it with, putting little coolers right in the self-checkout thing. So it's like you put your grocery on top of the little cooler that's filled with Cokes and energy drinks and Starbucks and things like that. But now he's got the chocolate cake right over there.
Pretty smart.
So as I'm standing in line,
it's calling your name, isn't it?
I'm leaning over like this. I'm kind of doing the lean and like, oh.
Do you always do self-checkout?
It just depends. Depends. If I only have
I do it seldom. Do I do it?
If I have less than 10 items, then I'll do it.
I don't if I have produce.
That's generally what deters me too. But
I'm good with the produce.
You're good with the produce.
Well, I try. I don't. There was only one checker yesterday where I went, and so I had to use a self checkout, and I had produce, and I don't know as I'd ever done it before. It was easier than I thought. You just put the piece of produce, whatever. I think I had an onion. You set the onion on the thing, and then it says. Then a keyboard comes up. And you type O-I, and it says onion. You put onion, and then it says.
But then, what kind of onion is it?
No, it's no.
You put red onion or whatever.
Red onion or yellow. It gives you
easy.
There are pictures.
It's just more steps.
Yellow onion, red onion.
It's. I'm lightning fast.
It's actually was easier than I thought.
Like yesterday, it was green onions. Okay, there you go. And how many do you have? 2. There you go. Boom, and I'm done.
Except in my house, we always call them scallions. I wonder if that's going to be a problem.
Well, that's your problem.
I wonder if it'll accept scallions.
I've never typed in scallions, but green onions yesterday. Red onion, RED dash, and then there it was. Right. Boom, red onion. How many?
Easy.
1. Boom. There you go.
Easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
But is it organic or not?
There's another problem, though.
Here's the trick. Get the organic produce.
Don't carry Jackson.
Here's another problem that you encounter at the self-checkout, though. I sometimes buy Vizzy hard.
Oh, can't do that.
And you can't. Then it goes boop boop boop, and the guy has to come over and check you through.
Yes, I don't buy any.
Your booze is at the liquor store.
My booze is at the liquor store, not the.
But wouldn't it be nice if you could buy booze?
But I had to buy Guinness for my wife for her chili recipe. Oh, I bought it at the liquor store. Okay, so I didn't buy it at the grocery store. That's right. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I bought anything that I
just bought. I drink that Vizzy every once in a while, and
because you trick yourself into thinking it's just water.
I like the way it tastes, and it's very refreshing. I never thought I would be a hard seltzer person, but I found that one, and I quite like it.
Do I have Oreo teeth? Did you always have Oreo teeth?
I don't know, Gina. If you had a glass of milk, that
I know it would fix it.
Yeah. I just like to say, if you're a Vizzy guy, but you were never a Zima guy, because they have the same thing.
No. I've tasted Zima. No, Zima tastes like mouthwash.
It's the same thing.
No, it was awful. It was just awful.
Yes, Guinness, it's a special chili recipe, Katie. If you want it, I'll have Sue send it to you.
I put Guinness in, what is it? What do I put it in? Some sort of dish some stew or something, or soup that I make. Put Guinness.
I don't know. Ian Rossiter was born. He's the drummer for Stereo MCs.
Oh, okay. All right. It is 8:24, and is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
X96 welcomes Simple Plan August 16th at America First Field with special guests Bowling for Soup and 303.
Thank you.
Well, we'll get to beat Gina in just a moment. But first, I'm Johnny O, and if you're a red-blooded American boy, this message is for you. Introducing Mattel's new M16 Marauder rifle. Ooh. If you think this gun looks great, wait till you hear it. This is the most authentic-looking and sounding rifle that you've ever seen. Just pull back the cocking lever, and this amazing gun is ready to fire. Brap! You can squeeze off single shots, brap, or short bursts. And listen to this. Keep cocking that fantastic M16 Marauder, and you can cut loose with a solid blast almost a whole minute long.
Cut loose.
Over 50 rounds, and all with the loud, realistic sound of an actual M16 rifle fire.
Crap.
And another thing about this new, neat Mattel M16, it doesn't need any caps. No batteries either.
No.
You never reload. So get on target. Get Mattel's new M16 rifle. It's the greatest. It's available at your nearest toy store today. And now, here's your red-blooded American host, Carrie Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Red-blooded American game show announcer.
And where's a toy store? Do we have
your nearest toy store?
There are somewhere. My cousin had one of these.
Are you trying to insinuate that there are no toys?
I just...
You get them at a store.
The toys suck now. But anyway. Yeah, my cousin had one of these. He was a jerk. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Anthony is on the phone. Anthony, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, Anthony, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage. You call it heads or tails.
Tails, please.
All right, let's see what happens here. Heads. Sorry.
One step further away from winning these Simple Plan tickets, but don't be discouraged. All will be well.
Well, just because you lost the coin toss, that means Gina goes first. Multiple choice, pop culture trivia. First question is for her to answer exclusively. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, of course, Anthony was paying attention, and he will answer the same question correctly, stealing Gina's point away. And we'll do that back and forth until one of you gets 3 points. All right. Holly Hunter's birthday today.
Love her.
Actress Holly Hunter. So we have Holly Hunter trivia. Let's see. Gina, what was Holly Hunter's first major role in a movie?
Okay.
Her first major movie role.
Okay.
Was it 1, A Pigeon Sat on a Bench Reflecting on Existence?
Okay.
2, The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then Bigfoot?
Yep.
3, Raising Arizona? Or 4, Broadcast News?
Broadcast News. No?
Terribly sorry, Gina.
Anthony.
Anthony?
Yes, sir.
What's the answer?
Raising Arizona.
Very good.
That's it.
They came out very close to
They
it.
were very close.
That's a point for Anthony, and Anthony controls the question.
Anthony?
Yep.
Holly Hunter played what character in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice? Now, all of these characters I'm about to list are all real DC Comics characters. So what character did Holly Hunter play? Is it 1, Senator Finch? Is it 2, Lena Luthor? Is it 3, Rorschach? There's really no good reason that his mask needs to have a picture of my parents fighting on it. Or 4, Dog Welder?
Number 2.
Lena Luthor? Terribly
Oh,
sorry.
I would have said that too. She must be Senator Finch.
Senator Finch. Yes.
All right. 1-1. Gina controls the question this time.
Gina.
Yes.
Holly Hunter graduated from Carnegie Mellon University
Did
with
she now?
with a degree in what? Is it 1, animal waste identification? 2, sufficiency? 3, art history? Or 4, drama?
Art history.
Art history.
No? That one was too obvious? Is that what you're telling me?
There you go, Anthony.
Carrie Jackson?
As soon as she stops whining, you can steal.
Drama.
Drama is
Yes,
correct.
there you
Yes, I
go.
made it too obvious.
It's 2-1, Anthony, and Anthony controls the question. You could win with this answer, Anthony.
All right, Anthony. She made her Broadway debut in 1982 in what show on Broadway? Is it 1, Omelette, the musical? Is it 2, Hamlet 2, The Search for Fortinbras Gold? 3, The Elephant Man, or 4, Crimes of the Heart?
Crimes of the Heart.
Crimes of the Heart.
Yes, and
correct.
Anthony wins
Oh,
the game.
man.
Nicely done, Anthony. Beautifully done.
Thank you.
You've won, what was the prize?
Tickets to see Simple Plan August 16th at America First Field with special guests Bowling for Soup and 303.
Now, say, in your face, Gina. No,
In your face.
That's all right.
That's all right.
You won fair and square.
Hang on the line.
Hang on, Anthony.
We'll tell you how to get those tickets.
I gotta go. Mrs. Ola and I are going out to the dump to shoot rats.
Oh, good. Brat. Big Boy News now, brought to you by...
Why spend stupid ticket prices for concerts when you can experience great live music for less at Salt Lake's coolest, most intimate venues? Don't miss Blood on the Tracks, a Bob Dylan tribute show, Saturday, March 29th at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Pop star Miley Cyrus has lost a bid to dismiss a lawsuit in California federal court that accused her of unlawfully copying Bruno Mars' song When I Was Your Man for her number one hit, Flowers. On Tuesday, U.S. District Judge Dean Pregerson rejected Cyrus' argument that Tempo Music Investments, which said it owns a share of the copyright in Mars' song, could not bring the lawsuit. Tempo is unaffiliated with Mars, who's not involved in the lawsuit in any way. Spokespeople and attorneys for Cyrus's label, Sony Music, didn't immediately respond to requests for a comment on the decision on Wednesday, but Tempo attorney Alex Weingarten of Wilkie, Farr, and Gallagher, oh, they're very good, said on Wednesday that the company is thrilled but not the least bit surprised by the decision, extremely confident of prevailing in the case. Cyrus released Flowers on her 2023 album, Endless Summer Vacation. It has over 1 billion streams on Spotify, won Song of the Year Grammy Award in 2024. Then Tempo sued Cyrus and Sony Music, arguing that Flowers duplicates numerous melodic, harmonic, and lyrical elements of Mars' When I Was Your Man.
The question is who did Bruno Mars steal it from? Because he's famous for that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So I don't know where that will go, but
yeah, I'd play them for you, but we get kicked off of YouTube if we do that.
There is an end in sight for residents who have endured train horns at all hours of the day and night for several months. Woods Cross leaders say that the train horns can finally stop after the Federal Railroad Administration granted their waiver. It gives approval to restore the quiet zone from Ogden to Salt Lake under certain conditions. These conditions include starting the work to bring crossings into compliance as soon as possible. It also includes closing the crossing at 1000 West in Salt Lake. Local leaders now have 2 years to bring that crossing and one on North Salt Lake's Main Street into compliance, which will require adding a new signal and gate. The FRA indicated that they will send the railroads the directive immediately to stop sounding the train horns, with the understanding that Salt Lake is working quickly to close that one crossing and fix the other one.
Oh, Carrie, you're breaking the law.
I'm breaking the law.
Speaking of trains, luxury train company Rocky Mountaineer is extending its current Rockies to the Red Rocks route to provide a 3-day trip from Denver to Salt Lake City. A luxury train company planning to offer this route beginning in April of next year. In a news release, Canada-based company Rocky Mountaineer announced its newly named Canyon Spirit train will offer 3-day excursions while continuing 2-day routes from Denver to Moab, and it's expensive. It's $2,123 per guest.
What do I get for that?
For the 3-day trip one way, or $2,727 per guest for the signature package, which includes access to the lounge car, an elevated dining experience, an additional restroom, and other amenities. Those rates include overnight hotel stays in Moab and in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. According to the company spokesperson, Dallas Carlson, Rocky Mountaineer has operated in Western Canada since 1990 and started its Rockies to the Red Rocks route in 2021. Among the company's 4 routes, it is the only one not in Canada.
Todd Newcomb, you should do this for your birthday next year.
And speaking of railroads again, Amtrak CEO Stephen Gardner is resigning after leading the passenger railroad service for more than 4 years. A White House official confirmed to Scripps that Gardner resigned at the request of the White House. I'm stepping down as CEO to ensure that Amtrak continues to enjoy the full faith and confidence of this administration, Gardner wrote. I'm so proud of what the Amtrak team has accomplished to bring passenger rail service to more people and places across the country over the past 16 years. I thank the board for their trust and support. But there is a move, I believe, by Trump to privatize. It looks like that's the next step. They're going to privatize the railroad. Senator Lisa Murkowski, Republican of Alaska, says her Republican colleagues are afraid to speak out against Trump and against Elon Musk because of the threat of being called names and drawing a primary.
Mm-hmm.
The Alaska senator, one of the last remaining Republicans willing to publicly criticize Trump, made the remark during a press conference in Juneau. I get criticized for what I say, and then everybody else is like, how come nobody else is saying anything, Murkowski said. Well, figure it out, because they're all looking at how many things are being thrown at me, and it's like, maybe I'll just duck and cover. That's why you've got everybody zip-lip, not saying a word, because they're afraid they're going to be taken down, they're going to be primaried, they're going to be given names in the media. And you know what? We cannot be cowed into not speaking up. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can, because it's worked.
Yep.
And they're a bunch of spineless jerks.
Mm-hmm.
Dengue fever. Cases have been rising among U.S. travelers.
You know why that happens?
They're expected to climb this year.
Because climate change, it gets warmer further north, gives you more opportunities for skeeters.
Mosquitoes.
Yep.
A record number of dengue fever cases were identified among U.S. travelers last year, a total of 3,484, an 84% increase compared to the year before. This trend is expected to continue with increased dengue activity in endemic areas in 2025. Dengue activity remains high in some parts of the U.S. and around the world. It is easily spread during the warmer months, placing spring and summer travelers at increased risk. So the U.S. government on Tuesday released thousands of previously classified documents related to the 1963 assassination of John Kennedy.
Shiny keys.
Now what? It comes after Trump signed an executive order demanding the declassification of 80,000 pages of new material, but it's not.
It's not new.
It really isn't.
Right now, there's really nothing new, said Larry Schaff, an attorney and professor of law. He's been, for years, pursuing the release of unsealed documents, or newly unsealed documents, but he says there are a lot of these documents that had minor redactions before yesterday, so we're learning more about the surveillance of Mexico City. There are some names that were previously unknown we're hearing about. The CIA's infiltration of the media in Miami, but nothing so far. We haven't seen, for example, the so-called new 2,400 FBI files.
And you're not going to learn anything new.
Gavin Newsom's favorability has dramatically dropped.
Yes.
Since he started his podcast, Speaking with Controversial Conservative Figures. Earlier in the month, the Democrat launched his podcast, This is Gavin Newsom Podcast, in an effort to reach across the aisle, interviewing right-wing influencer Charlie Kirk, ex-Trump White House strategist Steve Bannon.
Yeah.
And people are saying, not.
They're saying, why are you giving them a platform? And why aren't you calling them to the carpet instead of agreeing with them on things?
Yeah. U.S. Department of Defense officials say they will restore online information and articles related to the Navajo Code Talkers that had been scrubbed inadvertently, they said, as part of a political push in Washington to root out diversity initiatives. Elon Musk is shocked, I tell you, at the vandalism and hatred against Tesla. He can't understand it.
This is the same guy who said that the problem with Western civilization and the reason it's failing is because of empathy. He said that.
But have it for him? Is that what
But have it for him, because,
I don't understand why people are doing this. We've never done anything harmful. Tesla is a peaceful company. Okay.
Don't think so.
And Ben & Jerry's is accusing its parent company Unilever
Yes.
of breaching its merger agreement by ousting the ice cream company's CEO for the brand's repeated public comments on progressive issues, removing its chief executive without the board approval. In the latest escalation of an increasingly ugly dispute between the brand and its conglomerate owner that began in 2021. I know Ben and Jerry want to get it back.
They do.
From Unilever. And,
I want them to get it back.
And hopefully they will be able to do that. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
The Green Bay Packers have officially seen enough of the tush push. The NFL released
There
a list.
can't be too much of that.
A list of proposals that teams have made for rule changes, and Green Bay. So you know what the tush push is?
You bet I do.
Some sort of play. That's all I know.
So you only need inches.
That's right.
And so the quarterback keeps the ball, and then his guys behind him push him. I mean,
Okay.
push back. This is football. I am fine with the tush push. I would just want to go on record as I'm fine with the tush push. Because you know what's super satisfying?
I'm writing that down. Gina Barberi is fine with the tush push because it's super satisfying.
It's super satisfying when they stop it. It's,
I see.
Yeah. The Jazz beat the Wizards, snapping a 10-game losing streak. So they're only the second worst team now. So congratulations, Utah Jazz. Utah Hockey Club is home tonight to Buffalo. Puck drops on that at 7 o'clock. NCAA tournament. The two local teams are playing today. BYU and VCU, that's at 2 o'clock. And Utah State and UCLA at 7:25 tonight. Weather. So there's a chance of rain or snow, mainly after 3 p.m. Probably mostly rain here in the valley because we'll be warm, right around 50 for a high today. We stay in this pattern for a couple of days, but looking ahead to next week, it's going to be very warm, like this time next week, mid-70s.
Amazing.
By then. Traffic, we have just one crash to tell you about, eastbound I-215 south at 3rd West, milepost 11. It's the left lane that's being effective there. That's it. You haven't sent anything in via text, but if you see something, please share it with the class. 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or hastergames.com.
Text from Trav the Trash Man. That sports break was highly erotic.
I don't know what you mean, Trav.
No idea. All right, we will take a break. We will be back with Detroit Lions fan Robert Gerke.
Isn't much better then than it is today. It's about the same nonsense.
I enjoy it.
I did like the line. We have a lot of diversity thanks to the Chinese restaurant in town.
I don't know. I think we explore. What is it? The Voice of Mona, KVOM.
Yeah, we
I forgot
about that.
about
That's something that we could explore definitely.
You're right. KVOM.
What is it? KVOM.
Yeah, the Voice of Mona.
Voice of Mona.
KVO. Like KVOG, the Voice of Ogden.
Mm-hmm.
KSL, K Salt
There is
Lake.
a KVOM in Arkansas.
Oh.
But we could steal it.
KNEU,
What
Voice
town
of
in-
Northeastern Utah.
What town in Arkansas?
What town in Arkansas? Let's see.
No, wait, there can't. Arkansas has K? There'd be
Oh,
W's.
yeah. It'd be W's in Arkansas.
Although
wouldn't it?
I
Or
think
are they on the other side of the...
KVOM 101.17, the voice of Morrilton, Arkansas.
Morrilton.
Morrilton.
I thought that was a fake town.
No.
That was in the show Moral Oral.
Let's see what the staff is.
Yeah, who works at KVOM?
Eric Tyler, he's the news and sports director.
Of course he is.
Kenny Wall in the mornings. Oh,
Yeah, these are all their real names,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Kenny Wall.
There's a lot of news in Morrilton, I'm sure.
Very moral news.
Is Morrilton close to anything? Like a big city?
I don't know.
Morrilton, Arkansas.
We get Denver a weekend show or something.
Yeah, I mean there are things I'd forgotten that I'd.
This is perfect. Here's the local events in Morrilton.
Local events in Morrilton. Okay.
It's the
see?
Morrilton Budget and Fire Meeting. The City Council Budget and Fire Committees.
All right. Okay.
Oh, they're meeting today at 5 at City Hall.
Well, we don't have time to get there.
Oh, we could hop a plane.
What else?
Wednesday, it's the Conway County Quorum Court Grievance Committee is going to meet.
Say that again.
Court grievances.
Hold it. Say it again.
Conway County Quorum Court Grievance Committee is meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. at the courthouse in Morrilton.
Now, there's another setup for you. A court grievance committee.
Then this weekend?
That the mayor could chair.
Guess who's coming to town?
To Morrilton? Who?
The Popovich Comedy Pet Theater.
Oh,
the Trained Cats?
Yeah.
Our favorite Vegas show?
The Popovich Trained Cats.
Our favorite Vegas show.
I was so disappointed last time I was in Vegas with my family. They didn't really believe me about this, and I said we're going to go see the Popovich, and they were closed. They were out on tour.
They're on
in
tour.
Morrilton.
They're hitting all the big cities.
And then it's
the Trained Cat Show. I loved that.
It's the Union Valley Baptist Church free soup lunch is this weekend too.
Free soup.
Okay, well,
I made some soup, Daddy.
Yep, we got.
And we're giving it away.
Now, come on! Don't give it away.
Okay,
come on.
Giving you
Listen,
ideas here.
I'm sorry.
Listen. This is giving me some fodder to
Okay,
write, and as you start saying it,
I won't. Text question: how old is Denver? Is he 13 or 33?
About.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, about.
It depends.
Depends on what is required of the sketch.
In that one, he's pretty young, but sometimes he's 33.
I'm so happy that Morrilton is getting the Trained Cat Show this weekend.
Hey, their website, the radio station website, has area obituaries.
Oh, really?
This is great.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to give me stuff.
Oh, they got the River Valley Beef Conference coming up.
The Beef Conference.
Pesticide applicator training. No, this is a gold.
There is a year's worth of sketches right there.
Oh, Rami Mac Henley passed away.
Oh, no.
Pesticide applicator training.
Oh, Terry, they have a trading time show.
Oh, really? Tradio?
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Denver Criddle. Tradio.
Yep.
Matilda the cat lady is calling in.
Carrie.
Oh, sorry. Make it the poodle lady. Sorry.
Oh, you can do it. I'll forget it.
Part of that commercial is there at the end. Two friendly policemen come up and
nothing bad.
Nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
You know, is that real?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's cool, kid.
Is this a sponsored?
Word that it would be sponsored.
Who's that journalist? The pickle guy. Gurky. Gurky. Radio from Hell on X96.
Well, here he is, the ink-stained wretch himself, Robert Gurky, columnist for the Salt Lake Tribune. He's here. You look like you're just a little bit still out of it, Robert.
I'm still a little out of it, yeah.
I don't blame you.
From the legislative session and
his
all of
soul
that.
has been sucked from
was,
his body.
the end of those sessions get pretty harried and long. So a lot of gunfire on the show today.
I know, right?
Do you speaking of that, I know we have one of the shortest legislative sessions in the country. Do you think the good would be done to have them longer?
Oh, probably not. I mean, because they still pass about half the bills in the last 4 or 5 days of the session. And so it's like no matter how long you make it, the end is still going to be frantic. Most of the members don't want that. I do think that maybe it might make sense to split it, though. So they do half of it in the beginning of the year and half of it at the end of the year, back in like October or something like that. But, they don't ask me.
Yeah.
So you've got a piece coming out today?
Yeah.
sltrib.com.
Yep.
What is it?
So, over the past year, there's been a lot of controversy over signature gathering to get on the ballot, candidates who gather signature. Most of it's coming from people like Phil Lyman, who say, Governor Cox is illegitimate because he didn't win his party's nomination at convention. He gathered signatures and to get on the ballot and then beat Phil in the primary. So there's been talk among...
Wait, I got Phil Lyman. Here, we're hearing from him. There we go.
It's nice of him to call in.
Yes, it is.
There's talk in conservative circles about wanting to get rid of the signature path and just go with the convention. But there's a poll out that was done by Count My Vote, the group that kind of brought us the signature compromise, and it said that 6 out of 7 Republicans like having the dual path, and 7 out of 8 Utahns do. So, it's very popular among Utahns,
Yes.
and it, it's evidenced by the fact that Spencer Cox, John Curtis, and Derek Brown, 3 statewide office holders, all won office. They wouldn't be in office were it not for the signature path. So the candidates that the majority of the people want, obviously are kind of taking this route, whereas people like Phil Lyman, who end up losing it when they go on the ballot, I know he has a counterpoint. So there has been talk of getting rid of this. Nobody sponsored legislation this session to do that, but according to this, people like the way it's being done, and they think it gives us better results than going just with the convention path.
So what's going to happen with the public employees trying to get their collective bargaining back?
Yeah, so the bill that was passed last session and signed by the governor says that government employers cannot negotiate with the public employee unions directly. They've got to negotiate with the larger pool of, and so this is a big blow to public unions. It's being watched all across the country.
Yep.
UEA, AFL-CIO, AFSCME, all these union groups have, on Saturday, started gathering signatures, and so to repeal the bill, if they can get 140,200 and some odd signatures, then it goes on the ballot in 2026, and voters get to decide whether they want this repealed. It's the hardest referendum threshold in the country, because not only do you have to get those signatures, you have to get them. It has to be spread across 15 of the 29 counties. You have certain thresholds you have to meet in each one of those.
Really? Yeah.
And then after they turn in their signatures, opponents get to go out and try to convince people to remove the signatures. So you really, from a practical standpoint, need something in the neighborhood of 200,000 signatures.
Yeah, just to be safe.
You would think your legislature would want to do things that lots of people want them to do.
Yeah. It's interesting because the Republican leadership in the legislature they say they view the referendum differently than they view the initiative, and it's something that has not really been used very much. There was a bill that would have raised the food tax a few years ago, and they were able to get enough signatures to put that on the ballot, thanks to people at Harmon's who gave their let them use the space to gather the signatures. And once they got the signatures, the legislature repealed that. And before that was 2007, when the school voucher bill passed, and there was a referendum on that, and the public ended up saying, no, we don't want school vouchers. And that held, obviously, until a couple of years ago.
And now we have school vouchers.
Now we have school vouchers. So. So it is a big threshold, and on Saturday the union started gathering signatures officially. From what I've been told, it went very well. I mean, they had events in Logan, St. George, Ogden, Salt Lake, where people came in and started picking up packets to take out and sign. In Ogden, they ran out of packets because there were so many. They had more people come than they were anticipating. So there's a lot of, and the unions have sort of a built-in group of people to go out and sign.
Sure.
I mean, there's tens of thousands of members, plus they all have family members, kids, spouses, things like that, neighbors. So I think, in terms of having the infrastructure in place to actually do this, they probably are better situated than most. The National Education Association has given $500,000 so far to hire paid signature gatherers as well, because in some of the places it's harder to gather them than, say, in Salt Lake,
We've got a texter who wants to know where they're gathering signatures in Salt Lake because they want to sign.
So the signature gatherers will be out and around in your neighborhood, but you can also go, their website is protectutahworkers.com.
Yes.
And you can go there, and that'll tell you a little bit more about how you can, if you want to volunteer to gather signatures or if you want to sign the petition, you can get more information.
Also, mobilize with a Z, mobilize.us/PUW.
Okay, PUW is
Make
sort
it
of
difficult,
their group that's
Public union worker.
Yeah, protect
Utah
Utah
workers.
protect Utah workers. So
Utah.
it's going to be interesting, and if they can get the signatures, enough valid signatures, then the bill gets put on hold until 2026 when voters get to decide whether they want to repeal it or not.
And then if voters decide to repeal it, the legislature will find another way around to not do it.
Yeah, and it's going to be there are opponents of the referendum, people who like this law in place, who are out trying to drum up support for that, and I think there's probably going to be a lot of money flowing into this too from opponents and supporters, because it's just Utah's sort of out in front on this issue, if you want to call it that, or maybe they're out and back. I don't know which one you want to use, but
we're leading from behind.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of interest nationally in how this plays out.
Now let's quickly. Spencer Cox did an editorial about dismantling the Department of Education. He's all for it, and he did it in a conservative paper in Washington, the Washington Examiner. He didn't do it here. He didn't put it in a local news, in the Tribune or the Deseret News. Why?
Yeah, well, because he hates us. No, I don't know why. So I think you put something in a paper like that because there's a specific audience that reads that publication that you're trying to reach, and it's a national issue, one that's very much sort of front and center right now.
What does he want out of this? Does he want national office?
Of course.
He seems to be doing more things nationally to try to elevate his profile. He has said, we've asked him if he's interested in a job in the administration or if he'd take it if it's offered. And he said, it hasn't been offered. I haven't thought about it. So read into that what you will. I think he just wants to be seen as sort of somebody who's a leader on this issue. I mean, if he was angling for a job in the government, in the Trump administration, I don't know that this is necessarily the way to do it. But, the getting rid of the Department of Education is something that, is popular in Utah as well, and is increasingly popular in a post-Trump.
But I think it's popular with people that don't understand what the Department of Education does.
Well, it is interesting. If you look at some of the issues we've had in Utah with our education system, think of a few years ago in Davis County where that girl was being bullied until she committed suicide. It was the Department of Education that stepped in and investigated that. And we've had similar instances to that where, local officials who say that they have this under control and can take care of it don't necessarily step in and intervene the way that the Department of Education, it takes the feds to come in and make sure that these kids' rights are being defended. So getting rid of that, and also what it would do to the student loan program. They administer the student loan program for thousands of college students and graduates in Utah. So it's not as simple as just saying, okay, we're going to let the states control this, because there are a lot of moving pieces that I don't think people have really thought about.
Exactly.
Look at Pat Bagley's cartoon today about this issue, and Spencer Cox it's pretty funny.
I'll check it out. I haven't seen it yet. But Pat's a treasure. Hi, Pat. Hope you're listening.
Is he gonna win a Pulitzer Prize finally?
I hope he does someday. I mean,
how do we help? Is there a way?
Is there a lobbying campaign? I don't think there is. I've been a judge on the Pulitzers before, and they keep it pretty much on the level. So there's not a lot of influence.
We can't rig it.
We can't rig it. No.
Damn.
And Pulitzers are rigged. Well, I hope Pat's listening. We love you, Pat.
He deserves it for all of the years. 45 years.
His body of work.
His body of work.
Yep. All right, Robert Gerke. Thanks. sltrib.com. You can read his pieces there.
Thank you, sir.
Check it out. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Traffic, Gina, please.
So much better than yesterday. No accidents to tell you about, no slowdowns. A little bit Foothill Drive, but it's always kind of slow this time of the morning. And you haven't sent anything in via text, but you can if you see something. 33986. Experience the adrenaline, the speed, and the precision of the Blue Angels like never before on the giant IMAX screen at Clark Planetarium. Blue Angels 3D takes flight March 22nd. Pre-sale tickets are on sale now. Get your tickets today at clarkplanetarium.org.
All right. Thank you very much, KXRK Provo. We will take a break, play a song. After that song, it is the Boner Recap game. Easy to play. All you have to do is tell us who won the boner this morning. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, you could guess, but why guess when you could cheat? Go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boners, March 20, 2025. Click on there. It'll say winner next to the winner. And if you answer that question correctly, what is the prize?
Tickets to see Counting Crows coming August 21st to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
Counting Crows tickets, 877-602-9696. Line up to play the Boner Recap game.
Show early, 9:30, because I had to go have a procedure scheduled for 10:30. And I wasn't going to talk about it other than to say it was a procedure, but Gina, I think off the air, said to me, or maybe it was on the air, I talked about my hysterectomy.
Yeah, that's personal.
Yeah.
Carrie's had a testicle removed.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it on the air. And I said, okay, I'm having a procedure having to do with my prostate. Now, I won't go into all the details of that because it's just technical and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't have prostate cancer. I have a perfectly healthy prostate, except for it starts to enlarge as you get older. They say men should have a prostate exam probably by about 45, age of 45 is the first one you should. And the doctor just checks to see, is it normal size or is it getting bigger? And they can tell. Then they do I think it's a PSA blood test where they can determine if there is any are there any cancer cells there, and that sort of thing. So anyway, I went to have this procedure. And another reason that I decided was okay to talk about it today and on Friday, I started getting emails from people saying, "Thanks for talking about this." You know, people are embarrassed to talk about things like this about their prostates and their other body parts, and we shouldn't be because these.
It's healthcare.
Here's one email that I got. Thanks for letting me listen. I just moved to Reno in July because my now fiance got into medical school. She started doing face-to-face patient exams that include basic strength tests, neurological, etc. She also started doing more invasive evaluations like checking the prostate. One thing I did not know is that the school she is in, University of Nevada, Reno, actually hires actors as patients. So she had a new patient and told me as nervously she put her investigative finger in the place where you put it. He immediately corrected her course of action and said, no, you've really got to get it up in there. It was an actor who's
done this
many times. Says so maybe Bill can get back into acting.
Jeez. What's my motivation?
You guys are awesome.
Bill's a prostate exam actor.
I wasn't sure I would be at work today.
Really?
Yeah, because the procedure was painful but bearable. You know what I mean? It's like the doctor will say, okay,
you're going to feel this now.
No, he'll say, okay, I've got to do this one more time, so get ready. Okay, one more time, get ready, and you're going, and there's you've got fortunately the laughing gas, which you have to pay extra for because the insurance company would just as soon have you suffer.
Yeah. And the laughing gas doesn't do anything for pain. It just makes you not care, really.
And it still hurt, but then I was laughing while it was hurting and joking about it. But so when it's over, they tell you to expect lots of different things happening. Blood in your urine.
They were mucking around in there.
Blood in your urine, it's normal. It will be normal. It could go on for days. All kinds of... Well, what happened to me, I had a little bit of that, but one thing that happens is frequency of urination.
You haven't gotten any rest, have you?
The first day, I did not. I probably slept 20 minutes at a time all night. And what's weird about it is, Carrie, I don't know if it's the same for women, but when you feel the sensation, I have to pee. You can kind of hold it back and sit and go and contemplate it. And,
I don't want to get up.
Now, if you do it too long, you'll go, I got to run.
Yeah.
There's none of that. It was just like instant.
It's happening now.
Yeah. And I actually did not make it to the bathroom twice. Ooh. It's terrible. It was just, and so but then yesterday it was quite a bit better, and today I'm wearing my pants where I can just hurry and throw them off.
Yeah.
I don't have to
You
worry
have those
about
breakaway stripper pants?
Yeah, I don't have to worry about belt buckles or anything like that. And I may have to run out during some portion of the program. You don't know.
Okay.
So if I just disappear while the show is on, that's what's going on.
Now, it might be indelicate, but
Yeah.
why wouldn't you, for a day or two,
Mm-hmm.
wear something that would make it not so bad if you didn't make it all the way?
I thought about that, wear adult diapers
just
or
for,
something.
this isn't a permanent
I'll
thing,
tell you.
just for a day or two.
So I tell you what I did do. As I left the office, the nurse said, "Oh, here, take this. There might be some leakage." And it was this little conical thing, that you're supposed to, put over your, your junk.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Oh, okay." And I did that on the way home, but it didn't do any good, and it kept. So when we got home, my wife said, "Well, here, let's get some panty liners."
I was going to say.
I got panty liners. I
Yeah.
said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, panty liners." And we put that in, stuck it down on the underwear, and that worked beautifully.
Yeah.
So, but I did think about adult diapers
Just
because when I was asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and that actually had happened this morning, I almost didn't make it out of the bed. At one point, I just woke up instantly and went to the bathroom, and.
But ultimately, when this heals.
Yeah, I mean, the procedure is designed to relieve. When your prostate gets bigger, it puts pressure on your bladder, and that causes different problems with urination. So, and it can also, I think it can hasten cancer, or So this procedure just takes the prostate, and so it's not resting on your bladder.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and then you don't have to get up 5 times a night. And so, but right now it's like, whew. But I'm amazed. I read all the things, the symptoms, and said expect this to go on for 7 to 10 days, and and I'm really pretty good, except for
that.
Well, and it gets
Do you need
better.
to go? Do you need this? We've been talking for a while.
I just went.
Oh, there we go.
So that's what it was. Oh, by the way, if anybody has any questions that they want to ask me about the procedure or prostate or whatever, just email me, bill@x96.com, and I'll be happy to answer more personal questions via email if you want to do that.
Yes.
Ralph and Roy wants to know how you're celebrating Slim Jim Phantom's birthday today.
I'm going to have a Slim Jim.
From Stray Cats.
Oh, Stray Cats. 9:07 right now. Let's see what we got here. We got, it's time for the Boner Recap game.
Yes, indeed. We have a prize associated with that, I assume.
Yes, we do.
Which is
Counting Crows tickets.
Okay.
All right.
So we have a contestant.
Tyler
ready?
is here.
Tyler.
Hello.
Hey, Tyler, you want to win Counting Crows tickets?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. What we'll do here, Tyler, is I'll read you these 3 boner candidates, and you tell me which one was the winner. Simple as that. And then you get the tickets. You can do that, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. That's what I like, confidence.
Yes.
Here we go. Number 1. She really is the perfect spokesperson for Donald J. Trump. That's White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who said 2 things in this story, at least, that the Trump administration wants to end no taxes on tips. And also, the Trump administration is fighting law and order. She's just not bright.
No. Why, though?
Yeah. Boner candidate number 2, it doesn't matter if it's true, just say it. This is the White House accusing a federal judge of being a Democratic activist because he blocked a Trump order. Well, he's not a liberal activist judge. He's not. First of all, Trump said he was appointed by Obama. No, he wasn't. He was appointed by George W. Bush. He sided with Trump on many occasions in rulings. In this one, he did not side with Trump. He just said, let's hold on and let's make sure we're doing this right. And that makes him a villain all of a sudden, a crooked judge. And then boner candidate number 3, it's not going to be long before the White House starts selling Vegematics and the pocket fisherman. That's Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick speaking on Fox, saying, right now we all need to go out and buy Tesla stock. This would be a great investment. Go buy Tesla stock. And I just can't stand it. And then the White House, a week ago, Trump brought all these Teslas to the White House and showed them off like it was a car commercial. Yep. So there you go. That was boner candidate number 3. Who was the winner?
Can I just say they're all really bad?
Yes, they are all bad. But
yeah. Mm-hmm. On this 3, I think.
It was 3. They all got substantial votes, but 3 got the very most votes and wins boner of the day. And you, my friend, win Counting Crows tickets.
Yep, they're coming to town August 21st at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
Now, all you have to do now is say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you
Hang
very
on.
much.
You're welcome very much.
Hang on the line. We'll tell you how to get those tickets. Oh, we got a couple of minutes here.
Oh, well, let's. Oh, I meant to tell you, I don't. Katie saved the day for me.
How did she do that?
Or for my family.
She often saves the day.
Well,
but-
yes.
So I went home on Tuesday, and we had that horrible snowstorm, and my power was out.
Mm-hmm.
And the power was out for quite a while. I don't think it came back on until about 4 in the afternoon. But we were getting kind of hungry, and fortunately we have a gas stove, but you can't. Usually there's an electronic igniter, but if that doesn't work, you have to light it with matches.
Ah.
And we're looking around for matches, and we found a little book of matches from Katie's wedding.
Yes.
Little box of matches.
From a couple of years ago.
Yeah, there they are at x96.com/live. What do they say on them? Give love a chance.
Love finds a way.
Oh, love finds a way. That's it.
It's like
life
finds a way from Jurassic Park.
Is there a dinosaur in there?
Yeah.
So we found that we had those. We were able to light the stove, and my wife was able to make hot corned beef sandwiches. Pastrami, I guess it was.
You don't have like a lighter, like a lighter?
Probably somewhere, but isn't it a much nicer story that we used Katie's matches? Yes, Gina, we could.
Could you describe that lighter again?
I have
the chicka.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, yes, I do have one of those, and I have a big box of diamond matches as well.
Ooh.
But Katie's matches saved the day, which was the point of the story.
Of course they did.
Yes.
Of course.
Chicka.
It is satisfying to light a match. It's a different kind of satisfying than chicka.
I always like to have a match instead of a cigarette lighter when I was a cigarette smoker, because I could light a cigarette in a windstorm with a match, which you can't do with a lighter a lot of times. There's a technique where you strike the match and then you cup it in your hands to hide it from the wind.
Can't do that with a lighter. You'd burn your hand.
Yeah.
One
of those.
Chicka.
Yeah. Yes, I have one of those.
For some people, matches are a little too satisfying, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
That could be a problem.
Yeah. And we kept that little box of matches from Katie's wedding
for just such an occasion.
In the drawer next to the stove.
Yeah, like you do.
Yeah, because it's small, compact. Can't put a big old lighter in there. Just had them there, and we had delicious sandwiches.
Nice.
And Katie saved the day.
All right. We will take a break. We'll be back after these. It's a short break with a full-strength Big Boy News. Lang says, I'm suddenly craving a cocktail. Why is that, I wonder?
A chicka is not the same as chicka.
You're thinking of shukka. No. Big Boy News coming up after these messages. Stand by. Missed a morsel
Now, what have you got here?
Now, my wife knows people
Mm-hmm.
who know people.
Mm-hmm. That's handy.
And the person that they know works for Lay's in some capacity. Lay's potato chips.
Is that the Frito-Lay company?
Yeah, the Frito-Lay company. And they have put out these flavors are not available in stores yet.
They will they be?
They will be. These are flavors that they're going to put out.
Okay.
And they're interesting.
What have you got?
We start with masala.
What is masala?
It says here, inspired by tastes of India.
Okay.
Masala.
Uh-huh.
And then there's
Like
this
chicken
one.
tikka masala?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
And then this one, inspired by tastes of Korea, honey butter.
Well,
So,
now we're talking.
Who wants to go first?
I don't care.
Well, I'm closest to you.
Do you want to start with?
Easiest to handle.
Want to start with masala?
Sure.
Okay. Let me open that up. There you go. Oh, okay. They look like a barbecued chip kind of thing, but the masala. You should taste the star anise in there. You should taste the.
Mm.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see.
I got. It's a little spicy, not too spicy. I like
That's not
it.
bad.
I'd buy those.
Guy says that they've had masala in Canada for a while. I hear good things.
Yeah.
It kind of lingers with a little bit of a burn,
But not crazy.
but not crazy burn. That's fine. Yeah, okay, here's honey butter. Let's try honey butter.
You know, the first time I ever, we had barbecue potato chips when I was a kid. That was about it.
I don't care for that. That's fake butter flavor. I don't like fake butter flavor.
I don't mind it.
I don't like that.
Let me look at the ingredients on there.
I like the other one better.
You like the masala, but not the honey butter?
Yeah, I need a palate cleanser with the masala.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I kind of like that.
I kind of like the honey butter. It's different.
Yeah. There's natural flavors.
It says natural flavors,
It
Gina.
can be anything. It's a natural flavor.
So when I'm growing up, we had potato chips, and then we have. I think the first variation was barbecue potato chips.
Yeah.
And then maybe sour cream and onion,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And then I go to England,
Yes.
and I got ketchup potato chips and gravy potato chips.
Dill pickle.
Dill pickle potato. What? What's going
Yeah.
on here?
Lamb. Remember lamb?
Lamb. Yeah, that's right. So potato chips are going crazy. Is what I'm saying.
I love it. I love it.
I like these.
Okay. Well, I'll have that sweet one then.
Yeah. That's good.
What stores will they be in? I don't know.
Look for them in a store near you.
I'm giving you the totality of my knowledge about this whole thing. She knows somebody who knows somebody. These aren't available yet, but they will be. That's all I know.
Inspired by the tastes
We'll
of
pull out all
settle
your
in.
pull out all your leftover news there,
Mm.
and we'll get
The
to
masala's
it.
a
Brought to you by.
Save up to $160 on select sets of 4 tires now at your locally owned and operated Big O
I'll
Tires.
take the honey butter.
Big O Tires.
One scuba diver died and 2 others were rescued after they ventured into one of Florida's famously flooded caverns. It says here, famously flooded. The body was discovered Tuesday, March 18th, after the Jackson County Sheriff's Office learned at about 1:15 in the afternoon that the divers were overdue after entering the submerged Twin Caves near Marianna, Florida. Immediately, a rescue operation was initiated. As a result, 2 divers made it out of the cave safely, the sheriff's office said. Sadly, the operation led to the recovery of a 3rd diver who was deceased. The 3 divers from Florida were exploring the cave as a group. Their identities were not released. A medical examiner working to determine the deceased diver's cause of death. Twin Caves, about a 65-mile drive northwest of Tallahassee, is a popular diving destination at the bottom of Merritt Mills Pond. The site has 2 openings, one that is 18.5 feet below the surface, and they're covered in clear, light blue water. Cave passages extend hundreds of feet below the pond and continue to drop to deeper and deeper levels.
This is another way I won't die.
Cave adventurers say, you will die, but this is
I will,
but this is one way you won't.
Yeah, because I would never go diving, period, let alone diving into a cave underground.
Let's talk about murder, shall we?
Murder.
You have a morsel of that?
It's just another update on the Brian Kohberger trial.
Okay.
Brian Kohberger allegedly took a selfie mere hours after the University of Idaho student murders took place. You know, like you do to remember the good times.
Let's commemorate the moment with pictures.
The image has been introduced in court documents obtained by NBC News in relation to a witness statement given by one of the surviving roommates describing the intruder in her home that night. So remember, she opened the door and saw somebody in a ski mask, but she could see the eyes. According to court documents, the image of Kohberger, which was taken from his phone on November 13th, 2022, just hours after the homicides, because a witness says she saw a male in the student's home wearing a ski mask, only revealing his nose and eyes. Quote, all I remember is seeing the eyebrows. They were very bushy eyebrows, and that's all I could think about. Well, it's important, because he could have trimmed up the eyebrows.
He could have.
Now,
Yeah.
this picture was taken that same day,
Bushy eyebrows.
and he's got it's a creepy picture because he's smiling in it, like and doing a thumbs up. Hey,
murder!
I had successfully murdered people last night, and he does have.
He takes pride in his work, is what you're saying.
He does have in this photo
bushy eyebrows.
Bushy eyebrows.
All right. Well, now we're getting requests. Hi, Gina, Murder Desk Boss.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you have any thoughts or know of the Karen Reed murder documentary in Boston. If so, guilty or innocent?
Yeah, we've talked about it before. This is the woman who, her husband died being run over by a car.
Yes.
And was it an accident?
Oh, yeah.
Or was it on purpose?
Yeah.
She was.
You haven't seen the documentary, though.
I have not. My initial, which is usually my initial reaction.
They're always guilty.
She did it. Although the girl on spring break in the Dominican Republic, I don't think that guy killed her. And
You
in
did
fact,
it first.
No. I've said all along I think she probably drowned. I don't get a murder vibe from that. Remember, Carrie? You remember.
I remember. Yeah.
And they are letting him go home, and her parents are actually on record saying they think she probably drowned as well.
Warner Brothers has enacted some significant housekeeping around its film release schedule, including a new date for the highly anticipated Paul Thomas Anderson film. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Paul Thomas Anderson, one of my favorite directors. Now officially titled One Battle After Another, the Anderson project is shrouded in mystery, but said to be an American crime thriller. Previously dated for August 8th, the film will now open nationwide, they say, September 26th. Insiders familiar with the movie said the minor push comes as the studio helps outfit U.S. movie theaters with VistaVision projection systems to accommodate their director's vision. A move out of August to late September also squeaks One Battle out of the summer box office season and places it closer to the awards corridor, Anderson's natural habitat, it says here. His natural habitat is the awards corridor. Let's see. A studio noted that the auteur-driven films with commercial appeal play well in that zone, citing Gravity and A Star is Born. DiCaprio will co-star with Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall, and Teyana Taylor in that movie. Let's see. One of the marketers or one of the markers on the Utah Film Trail. Do you know what that is? The Utah Film Trail?
I do not.
Well, Utah travelers and movie fans have a new guide to find the places where Jeremiah Johnson camped.
Oh, yeah.
Where Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid hid from the law. Thelma and Louise made their fatal leap. The Film Commission and the Utah Office of Tourism announced that they have launched the Utah Film Trail, a series of physical markers placed around the state, from Brigham City to Monument Valley, to point out the Utah places where well-known movies have been made.
Okay.
The trail will take you off the beaten path to discover the settings for made-in-Utah films and TV shows that you've fallen in love with, said Virginia Pierce, the Utah Film Commission director. One of the markers on the film trail shows a location at Dead Horse Point State Park. That's where Thelma and Louise went off the cliff.
Yep.
Do they have "We Love You, Sally Carmichael" on the?
I don't know.
John Carter of Mars.
That's the movie we're in.
The metal.
Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
What?
"We Love You, Sally Carmichael." That's the movie we're in.
We're in it?
Yes.
Well, our voices, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, there should be a marker here.
That's
then,
what.
right?
This is the point I'm making.
The metal markers were designed by the Salt Lake architecture firm Studio LP, fabricated by Salt Lake-based Element Shopworks, feature the names of the movies shot in those locations and details about them, and QR codes that can be scanned to locate more information online.
Right there. See?
The markers, it's kind of cool. The markers are designed so a visitor can look through them and imagine how the location looks on a movie screen. The full list of locations is available at the tourism office's website at visitutah.com. Let's see. Some of the 21 locations on the trail are 2 locations from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. That's Zion Canyon Village in Springdale and Snow Canyon State Park. Sundance Mountain Resort, Fossil Point at Dead Horse Point, Lauren Farr Pool in Ogden, where the fake drowning scene in the Sandlot was shot. Goblin Valley State Park.
That's Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest, yeah. Let's see, what else? The Wendover Airfield by the Nevada border, Con Air, Independence Day, and Hulk, all shot there.
Mm-hmm.
Great Salt Lake State Park for Carnival of Souls.
Yes.
Bryce Canyon for the Deadwood Coach. It's a silent movie.
Oh, so it's an
Tom
old
Mix, 1924.
older film.
So not Broadway Media.
I don't
Tower.
see one at
well,
all.
I won't. Where do we petition for this?
Well, I think it's too late.
I think that important films made by filmmakers who support independent films and the film community by filming the films that they film, filmically with film.
Exactly. Rumor Willis giving fans an update on her dad, Bruce, as the beloved actor turns 70 today. During a Q&A session on her Instagram stories, the 36-year-old actor replied to a fan's question about the status of her father's health. In 2022, the Die-Hard star's family announced he was diagnosed with aphasia and would be retiring from acting.
Mm-hmm.
His condition progressed to frontotemporal dementia the following year. He's doing great. Thanks for asking, Rumor Willis said. It's actually his 70th birthday tomorrow, so please wish my papa a big happy birthday. Her upbeat update about her dad came after she had said on a British talk show last month that he's been doing great. She also expressed gratitude for her beautiful blended family dynamic. Her parents, Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, were married from 1987 to 2000. And said, even when my parents split up, they created a beautiful foundation and always prioritized my sisters and I, that I never felt like I had to choose between them. They never played us against each other. We were a family. We're still very much a family no matter what.
You know, his wife, Emma Hemming.
Bruce's wife.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She posted something a couple days ago referencing Gene Hackman and his wife's tragic end, just kind of saying, you know, his wife had been taking care of him. He had Alzheimer's for years, and she just said, you know, we don't always think of the caregivers for people that are dealing with these things.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult, and there's not a lot of resources. You know, even people that have money, it's very hard to take care of people, especially with issues like Alzheimer's or the kind of dementia that Bruce has.
It's safe to say you won't be seeing a Tina Fey line of glasses frames at your local lens crafters anytime soon.
Wow.
On Tuesday, Amy Poehler debuted her new podcast, Good Hang, and had her best friend Tina Fey on as her first guest. About 28 minutes into the episode, Poehler remarked on how Tina Fey has really great hair and told listeners that she's been pushing Tina to have a hair campaign or a glasses line for years. Endorse a shampoo or some kind of glasses. And Tina Fey said she was annoyed by it. Why don't you have a glasses line? Do you hate money? Well, I do kind of hate money, Tina Fey said. As we know, I'm terrible with money. I'm not terrible with money only in that I don't waste money, but I don't get excited about money, she said. I am fine with just having enough money to live. She went on to explain that her idea of slinging shampoo makes her sick. I have a problem with rich people having a side hustle, Tina Fey said. Yeah, you mean like a podcast or something? Amy Poehler said. No, because you're doing work. I'm saying if you sold where would my line be for you? Where would I draw the line? Yeah, I know what you mean. If I had a rosé, yeah, like that.
I'd buy Amy Poehler's rosé.
Hell yeah.
Should people with $200 million and then ask fans for more by buying their products makes me feel sick.
So she has $200 million. That's what I'm getting from this.
Okay. Well, the first episode of that was Martin Short.
Oh, yeah?
And
was it good?
Delightful.
I'll have to listen to it.
As you would expect.
Mm-hmm. And Nick Cannon says he's not done having kids.
Oh, my God.
He's got 12.
Name them all. Go.
6 different women. And I can't name them, Gina. I don't even know. I don't know any of them. He said, I feel like this is an intervention, he said, when somebody said, you really should get a vasectomy.
Yes.
He was on some show, and there were a bunch of athletes talking about getting vasectomies. They'd all had them. He said, it's a responsible thing to do. But I'm not done, he said. There's a picture of him here smiling, and he's wearing a pair of glasses, and he's got a nice tie on. He looks like a nice man.
I don't think you could possibly take care of that many kids.
Well, he doesn't have to.
But you should.
I mean, he can support them financially.
You do not have a personal involved relationship with 12 children.
Listen,
it's impossible.
I would have been better off if
you got lost in the shuffle of 12 children.
I would have been much better. I would have had a much richer childhood experience if I'd just been lost.
All right. Weather?
Okay, so right now it's about 40 degrees. Not going to get a whole lot warmer today. 48 expected for a high. Chance of rain and snow showers mainly after 3 p.m., but not a big chance. Looks like we have a better chance Friday night into Saturday, and we stay in the mid-50s, it looks like, for several days. But next week we're going to warm up quite a bit. We'll be in the 70s by this time next week.
Wow.
Listen to Radio from Hell and Home when you first wake up. Just tell your smart speaker. Radio from Hell.
All right, Kevin's here.
Kevin Curtis, licensed clinical social worker and director of Hospital Crisis Services of Huntsman Mental Health Institute, University of Utah Health. And this is the brand new Mental Health Institute. Has it opened, Kevin?
It has not opened. It is set to open on March 31st at 8 a.m.
It's the Carolyn Gardner Crisis Care Center. It's in South Salt Lake. And first of all, it says here, Kevin, that we're experiencing a mental health crisis. How do we know that?
Yeah, so we track a lot of data about kind of how people are struggling. That mental health crisis presents in a bunch of different ways. We have very high suicide rates in our state. We have very high difficulty in getting access to mental health care in terms of long delays getting into an appointment. There are a number of different metrics that tell us we need help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this new mental health center, crisis center, is designed to help to take care of that, a lot of that.
Because a lot of times people having a mental health crisis traditionally have just gone to the emergency room, right?
Right. Which is all about unconsciousness and blood and guts, and you go there with a mental health crisis and you wait forever. It's not a good experience for people.
No.
So how do you know if it's time to get help, and then how do you get it?
Yeah, I would say people typically wait way longer than they should.
Mm-hmm.
There's stigma. They don't want to admit that there's something going on. So for a lot of people, it can be about symptoms. I'm feeling like I can't do this anymore. I've lost interest in things that I used to care about. I'm feeling like I no longer want to be alive. We try really hard to not define the crisis for people. We encourage people, if you feel like you can't do this, come in. We've got help.
Now, this crisis center, is this designed to take walk-in, just people walking in?
Yes, it's designed specifically to function on walk-ins. We want to
really?
lower the barrier to care, so it's no appointment necessary. It is an adult-focused facility, so it's for people 18 and over. But yeah, it's designed to be just kind of walk in. We're here to receive that crisis with compassion and no judgment, and just kind of be there as a source of support.
And it's in South Salt Lake.
Yep.
And you could go in 24 hours a day, probably.
That's correct. Yeah, 24/7.
Is it a facility that has beds and things like that? I mean, if people can stay there if they need to? Or?
Yeah. There are a bunch of different sort of support resources in the building. There are things like, so the main part is it's a place where we can go and kind of really focus on stabilization. If we can't do quick stabilization, we have some inpatient beds where people can stay longer. We have some outpatient services we can kind of route people into, including maybe interestingly, we have some things like legal support services, dental services. A lot of people in crisis, they're in crisis because they can't get their needs met, and so we've got some connection points there for that.
That makes sense.
So I mean, how do you use your insurance? What if you don't have insurance? How does that all work?
Yeah, this crisis facility is really designed in a way to have low barriers to access. So insurance is not a necessary requirement to come in and get that stabilization service. If you've got it, we'll bill it, and that helps us keep the lights on. But there's other funding. So if you have no insurance, nobody's going to walk away from getting that stabilization with a bill for that service.
The Huntsman's family has really stepped up here to do this. I know that what's her name that comes to the road home every year?
I'm spacing on her name too.
Christina.
Christina. Yeah, I remember her boots. That's what I remember.
Christina, I know she talks very openly about the mental health problems that she's had in her family, and Huntsman family stepping up to do this. And there is no more uni. That's all gone, right?
Yeah. What people know as uni is still there. It has a different name now. It provides the services that it always has, but we've also expanded, and this is one part of that expansion.
This is part of that expansion.
Exactly.
It's I can't wait to see it. It's a new facility.
It's brand new, built to purpose. Mental health usually happens in the dampest, darkest corner of the building that nobody wants. This is a beautiful, welcoming design space.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, are there any special events going on to mark the opening?
Yeah, exactly. So we have a ribbon cutting and open house event on Friday the 28th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then we've got a a community block party on Saturday the 29th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So both events will be opportunities for people to come and see the building, walk around, understand it's not scary, understanding it's a place where you can heal. And on Saturday, food trucks, music, that sort of thing. So we want people to come out and see this new facility. It's going to be great.
Texter wants to know, how can we volunteer to help?
Oh, yeah. Great question.
Is that a possibility?
It is a possibility. I think if people want to go to our website, there are ways to get in contact with us there. Okay. hmhi.org/ccc.
Do it again.
hmhi.org/ccc.
Another text question: do you guys accept Medicaid rates?
We do have Medicaid rates. So if a person has Medicaid, we can serve them. But again, you don't have to have insurance. We
don't
can
let
serve
that
you.
be an impediment.
Right. Yes. Nobody walks away with a bill.
This will be a place too, I would assume, where law enforcement can bring people that are in crisis.
Absolutely. This serves our law enforcement officers as well.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much. Again, it's the Huntsman family stepping up and really giving back to the community. Thank you, Kevin Curtis, the Director of Hospital Crisis Services at Huntsman Mental Health Institute. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. We're going to take a break, play a song, and we'll crawl towards the exits after these.
The X96.
Very much fun in the long run. I'd rather.
I mean, once you get there.
Yeah. If I had the time, I would rather drive everywhere.
Really?
You don't enjoy airplane travel?
I do not. Not in the slightest. The airports are exceptionally busy. The planes are crowded.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the flight to Seattle, SeaTac, and the flight back. Not a single seat was empty.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single seat. And
you're dealing with your boot. That's probably not easy.
So I get a wheelchair, but that's kind of a joke as well. Trying to get, I guess the airlines they all use the same wheelchair service. They subcontract, to it, and it's very hit and miss. Like you say, I need a wheelchair and I'd like one waiting for me. Well, it may be there or it may not be there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you just snag one yourself, and then your family pushes it, and not an attendant.
Is that what happened to you?
A couple of times. And then coming back, this is we're running pretty tight on time coming back to catch the plane back to Salt Lake. So but there's the wheelchair sign right there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole bunch of wheelchairs and attendants.
Okay.
And I said, I need a wheelchair here on my ticket, my boarding pass. And they were like, okay, well, who's gonna? I don't know. And they were speaking a language I didn't understand for the most part. And then finally this young woman said, I'll take you. And so I said, okay, let's go find my family. So we go and we find the family, and her phone rings.
The attendant.
Yeah, the attendant.
Yeah.
And she said, I have to take you back. Why? We're going to be late for my. No, I have to take you back. So we go back to there, and then there's another back and forth about who's going to take me and why. And finally, this one guy, and the guy that was in charge says, no. Finally, one guy goes, I'm taking him. Right now, I'm taking him right now.
All right.
And he grabbed the chair that I was sitting in and grabbed my phone. And the guy who was running the stand went, hey, and he said, no, I'm taking him. And off we went.
Well, why so much trouble?
I have no idea.
Huh.
Zero idea why there was so much nonsense.
But you made your flight on time.
Yes, because he was great. That guy was great. He almost ran through the airport, pushing that wheelchair that I was in. And he'd say, move, wheelchair coming, move.
I could see if there was only one person there, and they're like, I can't leave the stand.
Yeah, no,
but
there were
plenty.
There
of
were
people
several people there, and they almost kept my phone, that had my boarding pass on it. It was just madness, absolute madness.
So you want to drive?
So here's another thing I hate about the airport, and I think the ladies' room is probably the restrooms are probably the same way. Okay. So the way the restrooms are set up now, there's a big door opening, and then there's a panel there.
Yeah.
Right. And
one way goes men's, one way goes women's.
No. It's
inside the men's.
Inside the men's room. You step through the big door. There's a big panel there. You can go to the right of the panel or the left of the panel. Both ways take you into the restroom. It would seem to me that the logical thing is going in. You take the right. You go to the right side. And then coming out, you come out on the other side. But as I'm always going in on the right side, somebody's coming out the right side. Yeah. It's like, oh
yeah.
And I find that just the most aggravating thing because logic would dictate is you enter to the right. I think they should put arrows. Put an arrow saying go in this side. But
one-way entrance and one-way outrance.
Yeah, but it's
outrance.
Outrance. And then I just invented. You can have that.
Yeah, and then the same thing happens when you're going out. I make sure that I go out on that other side, and people are coming in that way.
Mm-hmm.
It just it infuriates me. I want to say, don't you understand how things should work? That's my anger at. But the Salt Lake Airport is very nice.
It's beautiful.
I
always wish I had more time to spend there.
I've never had any time to spend in any of it.
That's what I'm saying. I always wish I had a layover in the Salt Lake Airport. It would be a nice airport to have a layover in.
And they have
great restaurants, great shops.
And you go, I bet that's nice.
Yeah. But I got to make my flight.
Hey, there's I can't. No, I can't. I gotta go. I gotta go. So I talked to a woman, though. She was in a wheelchair, 92, 92 years old. I said, where are you going? And she said, I'm going up to Bainbridge Island to visit my grandchildren. 92 years old. I said, you're 92. Why don't they come here?
Exactly.
Because getting to Bainbridge is you have to take the ferry and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, I'm living in Cedar City. I flew up here and I've had a 5-hour layover here.
Oh, wow.
So, why? Again, give me the names of those.
I'll call them.
I want to call them up and just give them the hell. They should be visiting you, not vice versa. She was really sweet.
No, because on this day, in 1990, Sinead O'Connor released her second studio album, I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, featuring, well, Nothing Compares to
Of
You.
course.
You've heard that a million times. Jump in the River, Three Babies, and that song, The Emperor's New Clothes.
Very nice. Very nice.
I mean, I apologize. I didn't mean to bring everything back to.
Yeah,
I'm
why'd you
sorry.
do that?
That's all right.
Because that's what I think of when I hear that phrase.
The Emperor's New Clothes.
He's naked. He's been naked for years.
Thanks for making me think of that now.
Sorry.
That's great.
I'm sorry.
All right. You got the promo?
I do.
I just want you both to know you don't have to bring me any presents tomorrow for Egyptian Mother's Day.
Why would we bring you a present? You're not a mother.
You're not even Egyptian.
I'm the mother of Egyptian children.
Why don't you just celebrate American Mother's Day?
Fine, you can bring me pet presents for American Mother's Day.
Radio from Hell with the Lords and Mother of Morning Radio. Friday morning here on X96.
I looked it up. It's Egyptian Mother's Day tomorrow. I don't know why it's different.
Is it Mother's Day in Egypt?
Yeah.
Or
Egyptian mothers.
Yeah.
Egyptian mothers in
Yeah.
general?
It just
It's Mother's Day. That's because the Hallmark Company didn't get to Egypt.
I don't know.
soon
It's
enough.
just like there were a bunch of pictures of Richard Gere celebrating Spanish Father's Day because he moved to Spain.
Oh.
It's I don't know. They have different days.
They need to consolidate these
You would
things.
think.
I guess the UK has a different Mother's Day,
Mhm.
too.
I don't know why.
Huh.
I don't know.
That's more money for the Hallmark Card Company.
I guess. All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I'm a proud Hufflepuff.